What up, YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee. Welcome and welcome back to another live stream. I hope you guys are doing well. Thank y'all so much for being here once again. Listen, as you come into the building, make sure you are hitting the like button. As you come into the building, make sure you are thumbsing up the stream, y'all. That is super, super important. Make sure you guys are liking the stream as you come into the building. However many we have in here, we want to have just as many likes. So make sure you are hitting the like button, thumbs up as you come into the building. That is super, super important. Okay. So make sure you guys are doing that. Shout out to everybody in the building, everybody watching. Happy Friday. I hope you guys are doing well. Happy Friday. Shout out to everybody here, everybody watching, you guys. Everybody who supports your channel. I appreciate you guys so, so much. XYZ in the building. Says I've been waiting for the next live. Shout out to you, XYZ. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Walter 617. What's going on, Walter? How are you? Ryan Wedlow in the building. What's going on, Ryan? I am Alex. Alex, what's going on? Michael Lee. Hi. Successful MD in the building. Gary Smith 13. Hey, how are you? Lorenzo Redmond in the building. Hustle the Great. Who else? Thank y'all for being here. I appreciate you guys. Listen, make sure Farrell, what's going on, Farrell? What's going on, bro? I hope all is well with you. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button as you come into the building. That is super, super important. Okay. So make sure you are doing that. Also, if you are new to the channel, one in the chat. One's in the chat if y'all can hear me. One's in the chat if y'all can hear me. I gotta do that because y'all know I be talking and be muted the whole time sometimes. So one in the chat if y'all can hear me perfectly fine. One in the chat if y'all can hear me. I have a few things I want to discuss in this particular live stream, y'all. So make sure you get ready to hit the like. Make sure you get ready to give your thoughts in the chat. Also, get ready to support with the super chat, you guys. $5 super chat. That's all I'm asking. Support the channel if you can. Make sure you guys are doing that. That definitely helps to build the channel up. All right. So make sure you are doing that if you can, but you can hit the like button. It is free to hit the like button. So like button, like button, like button. All right. Yeah, I want to go through a few things that I've been seeing on social media, child. I want to talk about Pop the Balloon, briefly, y'all, very briefly. I'm gonna get to that first, and then we're gonna get to this 12-foot statue, of this black lady in Times Square. Y'all, I want to talk about this, and I want to get y'all thoughts on it. And I have a few more things I want to talk about as well. But let me address the Pop the Balloon situation that's going on. I don't know if you guys have heard about it already. Let me just get this out the way. So, Pop the Balloon, Arlette, and the whole Pop the Balloon peoples. If y'all haven't heard, they have been copyright claiming reaction channels videos. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but they have been on a copyright claim child. They're not playing, okay? They are not playing. They have been copyrighting claiming people's content a lot. A lot. And they got MTR, they got Poor Man's Podcast, they have I was just on this other channel. I forget their name, but it's a couple. I am subscribed to them, you guys. And T Pendel, I think that's his name. I wrote it down. Then I forgot where I wrote it. They have been copyrighting, claiming a lot of reaction channels who react to their content, and they have done it a lot. Now, the issue that and it's not really an issue because it is their content and they can copyright claim. Now, they're not copyright striking, as far as I know. If you get 3 strikes, your channel could be kaput. But they're claiming the content, which means they will allow you to react to it, but you cannot monetize it, even though there's fair use. And so I just think, and I thank God the majority of my content is not Pop the Balloon, but I've definitely, we reacted to them live. I've had about 8 or 9 of their videos, and every last one of them have been copywritten claim. They've claimed them. Every last one of them, just about. And so, they've been doing this. They got big channels. They got all kind of channels. And they're not just claiming the content. They're claiming the content on people who actually do reactions. Like, you react to it. you're inserting yourself is what fair use is supposed to be. So I don't know how that's going to turn out. I know I disputed mine. I disputed the ones that I have, but they have up to 30 days to respond to say whether they want to keep the claim on there or remove it, or if it is fair use or whatever. So I responded to mine. Because I want to see what's happening, because we, as content creators, we have to know what's going on. So if this is not fair use, and fair use is supposed to be the protection of you being able to react to copywritten content, right? But if they can just claim your content, and that's what it is, well, I guess, it's their content, they can do it. So it's not a real issue with that. But I just think that, most people are confused behind it, because they once said, they thank people for reacting to their content, and for people, sharing their content on Twitch and all of the different platforms. So people were kind of taken back by the fact of how they went about the strike, about the copyright claims. And so a lot of people are speculating that some people have reached out to them. I don't know if they got a response, but people have reached out. And a lot of people are speculating, saying that, hey, it's because of the Netflix deal that they have, or whatever. And it's definitely the company that they're signed to, or whatever the case may be. They are copyright claiming everybody. It doesn't matter if you're in the content, if you're using fair use properly. There are even parts, I know MTR was talking about, even parts where it was his, him injected into the content. Those parts were still claimed. So I don't know how that's going to work out. I disputed mine, the ones that I've had, because I want to see how it comes out. Either way, if it comes back that, it was fair use was upheld, I'm still taking the videos down, and I'm not reacting to them anymore, because I just don't trust it at this point. I don't see the point anymore. And I think, and shout out to Arlette, and shout out to them. They've done a really good job. I don't think nobody has spoken out negatively about them. People just seem to be more in shock. And of course, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes with content creators. That's why this is why I was saying, and we're gonna move on because I don't want to bore y'all with this, but this is why I was saying, with some of the content, because I had got a strike from a TikTok video, a person who had their video, they had signed to a third party company or whatever to protect their and I got a strike. And a literal strike. And this is why I be saying, like, a lot of times it becomes very difficult when you do reactions to content, because you never know who's going to strike you, who's going to come up with a copyright claim, even if you are using it the proper way, even if you're not just straight ripping people's content. A person at any point could say, copyright, put a strike on their content. And then you have to fight it now, because you can fight it. You can dispute it. You don't just have to sit there and just remove everything. You can dispute it. But in some cases, they could strike you and it just remain. And if you get 3 strikes, your channel could be taken down. So it's a sticky situation. Fair use is kind of not so cut and dry. And this is why I was, saying before, I'm just going to use audio and pictures, because that's a safe, and just commentary. Where the majority of the video is me talking. And a lot of people don't like that, but it might be the new reality, because if we want to monetize and we want to put content out, we're going to have to kind of structure it a little differently. And I noticed that, because I was getting a lot of copyright claims and strikes. And I'm like, wait a minute. And this is why I was saying, like, when you see a still picture or a video still, because that video was copyrighted, somebody put a copyright claim on it. So I had to redo it and just put the picture. I couldn't use the video. So that happens a lot. And if it keep happening, you could lose your channel. So I'm like, we're going to have to, like, well, I know I'm going to structure mine a little bit differently, because what's the point of doing it if you're going to constantly get, strikes and get your channel demonetized and get have a chance of your channel being taken down? That it's not worth it. You know what I'm saying? It's not worth it. So, and a lot of time and effort goes into this. So, it's not just, You know what I'm saying? So I've listened to a lot of people talk about this. And I saw Chavez said Neek at Night. I watched Neek's video. I've been watching her for years. Shout out to Neek at Night. If you haven't followed her, go over and support her channel. I've been watching her for years. And she talked about it, and I pretty much agreed with what she said about it. It's the way that they're going about it. And I do think YouTube should, kind of come up with some type of policy where they can inform you first or let you know what is about to go down. That way you can either, take some type of measures or whatever, as opposed to just striking people's content, or claiming the content. And where does fair use come in? Because we've been using fair use for years now, and we've been reacting to content over and over. And if you look at MTR, he pretty much react to the full live stream in a lot of his videos, and it was never an issue. So, and if it was an issue with YouTube, I think that's something that maybe they should let content creators know ahead of time, so that maybe you're using too much of the content or whatever it is. Yeah, and I just think there should be a warning, because it's a lot that goes into it, and it will kind of, allow the content creators to move in a different way. You know what I'm saying? So this is why I say I'm backing away from reactions in the way that I would normally do it, because I've been getting strikes and copyright claims on my channel often, and this is why I say, hey, I'm gonna move away from that and just start just going back to kind of how I used to do. I didn't really, well, I did do like Kevin Samuel stuff a lot, but I'm just gonna start talking about topics. Y'all rock. If y'all rocking with me, y'all gonna rock with me, and using less other people's content, because it's getting a little sticky and crazy and weird in a sense to where the lines are blurred. You don't really know what you can react to and what you cannot, and what is upheld by fair use and what isn't. You know what I'm saying? Because if they could just, if you're in the video, you're you know what I mean, you're adding more to it. You're not just sitting there just playing it and just straight ripping it. That's what fair use is supposed to be. So the lines are being blurred within the fair, what is fair use and what isn't. But like I said, they claim my videos that I did of them. I'm in those videos. So honestly, part of that content is mine. So that's why I disputed those videos to see what happens if fair use is upheld or if it isn't. Because if it isn't, I'm still gonna take those videos down anyway. I don't have that many of them, thank God. And I'm not really producing any money or revenue off of those videos at this point. So I'm just going to remove them either way. But I want to see how how this goes. If you do reactions on longer form videos, but you're in it, you're giving your commentary, you're going back and forth, you're stopping, you're going, you're injecting yourself into it, creating something different. Is that fair use or isn't it? Or does it just apply to like shorter content? I don't know, child, but I guess we're going to find out. But I'm going to find out. Yeah, kites. Yes, I'm so sorry, kites. Yeah, I was on there live, because they did a live, and I went on there to tell them, hey, that happened to me too. They copyright claiming everybody. And I do think it could be the company that they are working with who is doing that. And I don't know, but I will say this: it's their content, and they can claim it if they want to. But what I think it is setting a precedence. Once you do that, it puts a bad taste in the community itself, in the mouth of the community. A lot of people don't realize that, and I agree with what Neek said, Kites, that what they said, and a lot of others. People don't realize how reaction channels drive the content and how it helps to boost your numbers. People don't realize that. And I think, unfortunately, with Pop the Balloon, and they're doing well, not saying that they're just going to crumble, no, but they're going to eventually definitely see those numbers kind of go down, because they don't realize how the reaction channels look. I wish people would react to my channels in the right way, not just rip the content, but react to it. You get more channels reacting to your content all over the place, that brings more exposure to you. It doesn't really take away from the channel, especially when you have such a big channel such as Pop the Balloon. They get 1 million, sometimes 2 million views on their videos. That what reaction channels are doing is not taken away from that. It's really not. It actually is the thing that drives people to that channel. And most people say they hadn't even watched the original videos, but they only watch the reaction channels. And then some people say they watch they bring them to the original videos, and they watch the original videos, and then they go back and watch the reaction videos because the reactions are a lot funnier. People who react to this make it a lot funnier than the actual content. That's what they're saying. So a lot of people watch the original and then they go watch the reaction. I know that's what I do. And so, I just think it might kind of hurt them in the future. We don't know, and I'm not saying that's what I want. I wish everybody the best, but I'm saying it might kind of, because once you have let everybody know, hey, we don't want y'all reacting to our content. You cannot monetize our content, which is, it's work that you put in as the reaction person. You're not just sitting here looking at the camera. You got to engage. You got to talk. You got to give your input. You got to do a lot of things. So it's part of your content too. And so without that, usually people move on to something else. They'll find other channels to react to. They'll find other people to react to, and they'll push their content. And then you'll see those channels start to grow even more too, because the reaction channels are all over the place. They help to push the original channels. And I don't know if they know that. And that's part of the reason why their channels could have grown. Hell, with Kevin Samuels as well. When Kevin Samuels was alive, rest in peace to him. People started sharing those videos. Those videos went viral, but people were sharing them. The average at best, everybody was sharing that. So everybody's sharing that. Everybody hashtagging that. That definitely helps to boost your channel. So, I just want people to know that. And, hell, you will want people to share your content in the right way, because it introduces you to a bigger audience, especially, bigger channels, like MTR and even what's their name? Abba and Preach have reacted to some of these. They get numbers regardless whether they post Pop the Balloon or not, but them posting it, that brings you a more audience, that brings you a bigger audience. So that's all I want to say. Shout out to Arlette, shout out to Pop the Balloon. No, I think everybody is not really mad or anything. People are just people are talking about it. And, I personally think that, yes, it might bite them in the butt just a little bit in the future. If you start to see numbers go down, then you'll know why, because this is like the engine that kind of push, those channels. When you get all these people sharing, hell, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast came out, and a lot of those content creators, they understand how this works. Unfortunately, when it comes to our people, I don't think they really get it. I'm just saying. But Mr. Beast, people reacting to his channel, it doesn't matter. He's making millions and millions and millions of dollars with millions and millions and millions of views. I saw him saying, hey, he does not care who reacts to his content. React to it. He on Twitch, whatever. He does not care. So he's not interested in copyright claiming channels, because he understands how that drives his ultimate business. How all these, it's almost like free promotion, because he doesn't have to pay. And and the amount that people are making by monetizing that content is a minuscule, it's a small percentage as to what they get of the bigger pie. You know what I'm saying? So it does not cut into his money. It does not take away from the millions that he's making. And for people monetizing, making a fraction of that. So he doesn't care. Share it. He doesn't care. And there are a few others like that who don't really care. They like, share it, post it. He doesn't care. But when it comes to, I don't know, our community, somehow it's, everything is a problem. I don't know. But anyway, child, that's what, shout out to them. They got the right to do that. But I sense by that might be a little issue for them in the future. You know what I'm saying? And once you've kind of let people know, hey, we don't really rock with you like that, it's put a bad taste in people's mouth. And the way they did it too, they didn't just claim. Every day there's a claim. For the last 3 days, I was getting copyright claims. And I don't have that many. So just imagine the people who have channels just based upon that. They're going to damn near lose everything that they've worked for. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. What's y'all thoughts on that? Definitely chime in. in the chat, I want to know y'all thoughts on this whole thing. Successful MD says, what about the concept of the show in your locations and countries? Are they claiming the rights, or did they steal that concept from someone else? Who? Like, did who steal the concept? Because the pop the balloon concept is not it didn't originate with Arlette and what did they call BMI? I don't know the whole thing. They are not the original. From what I'm hearing, they are not the original. They didn't. There was somebody else who started the pop the balloon. So the original idea is not Arlette's and pop their thing. So they allegedly got the idea from somebody else as well. Yeah, so they didn't. That idea was an original one for them as well. But they're just claiming people's videos on YouTube, people who react to it. Nick at Night brought the receipts showing that Arlette and BM basically stole the whole concept from the originators without giving them credit. Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, what is it? BM and Arlette, they didn't. It wasn't their original idea for the pop the balloon. It was somebody else's idea. Success MD says greed is a terrible disease. It is. That's what people are saying. It's a level of greed. But you know how that turns out. I'm just saying, it is what it is. Thank you, Successful MD, for the super chats. I appreciate you. Irving Hunt says, do what you need to, DeeDee. We will do what you need to, DeeDee. We'll still be here. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for that, Irving. I appreciate you. Yeah, because y'all, that's why I was trying to move away from that, because I'm just like, baby, I be getting strikes. I be getting claims. And child, it is what it is. I just keep it moving. But thank you, Irvin. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you so much for the super chat. Pharaoh says, pop the balloon, got too much lame massery. You're better. Thank you, Pharaoh. Thank you. I appreciate you. And thank you for the super chat. Chavez Greener says, when that bag gets thinner, Arlette and BM might go on an apology tour on some straight up, hey, big head stuff. Right. Exactly. Right. Because when, and they'll see it, but it'll be too late. People, once you do stuff like this, people just move on. There are other pop the balloon channels, and I don't, maybe they don't get it. Maybe they don't understand. We've seen this happen before. Like, channels tend to die down. People are already saying, some people are already saying they're getting bored with the idea and with the show, that the reaction channels make it funnier to watch. So, and once again, shout out to them. Much love to them. Do your thing. But you got to understand how this all works. You know what I'm saying? There's so many much bigger channels. Like I say, with the non-melanated channels, they do not care about you reacting or whatever you're doing, because they know that is going to bring more to the ultimate, to them. They're at the top. Most reaction channels do not do better than these big channels. It actually helps your channel to get better. It actually brings more, because you're tagging them. We tag. A lot of times you tag them, their name is in the title. And people see you, and then if they like the show, let me see. If they've never seen the show, they'll go to the show and they'll subscribe, and then they start watching, and then they share it. And that is how you grow. That's how you grow. That's probably how they grew the way they did. I'm just saying that some aspect to it, because I don't know what else they were doing. They could have been doing other things to help grow as well. But that is one aspect of it. This is why a lot of people, even if I share, like, I've had people reach out to me when I've shared their content. It was like, thank you for sharing the content, because their channels might be a little bit smaller. And this is a small channel, but even somebody smaller than this, they appreciate you sharing it, because they know the potential of what that can do. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Chavez. I appreciate you for the super chat. Chavez, again, I'm with you, my fellow Louisiana native. Oh, girl, you from Louisiana? All right. Chavez, are you which girl, lady, man, which one? Because I see the picture. I don't know which one, female or male. And shout out to you from Louisiana. I appreciate you. I'm gonna read these super chats, y'all, then we're gonna move on. Mr. Marcus says, did Kevin Samuels ever say anything to you? I noticed he started using your laugh and expression. Yeah, he didn't have a problem. He actually did reach out to me, but I was scared as hell. I'm like, oh Lord, he might be like, don't use my shit. I'm just like, nah, but he actually did. He actually reached out to me on Instagram, and he was like, listen, he told me about one video. He was like, put that video on. He told me to put one video on private, because it had some type of something connected to it. Like I think it was what did he say? He said the video was not copywritten, or what was it? Or it had a something connected. He was like, just wait, because I had got a video, I think, from his Instagram or something that he had recorded, and I had put it up, and he was like that he hadn't put the video up. So he was just like, wait. He was like, put it on private, wait till he air it first. And I'm like, that is fair. That is fair. And then he was like, then afterwards I could put it up. So he had no problem. He had no problem. But then he also reached out to a lot of content creators. And he kind of put something in place of how much of his content you could use. He kind of put some stipulations in there. He sent it to me, and he sent it to a lot of other content creators. He mentioned it, that he was going to send that to who he thought were real, content creators. And he sent us that to kind of follow. And I respected it. And I tried to follow it, because I'm like, he could have easily just been copyright claim, or whatever. But he didn't do that to me. And apparently he didn't do it to others. But some people, a little bit different. But nah, he did reach out, and he was like, yeah. So he had no problem. That gave me the okay to continue to use his content, because he basically laid out that it was okay, but followed his guideline. And I'm like, well, thank you, sir. Because so I respected it. You know what I mean? Because at least he said something, So I just think it's how you do things, It's not what you do, it's how you do it. Thank you, Mr. Marcus. I appreciate you. Latrell M, I'm ready to hear the jokes, DeeDee. What jokes? Y'all tripping. I am not a comedian. y'all crazy. Oh, you're the husband. Okay, I'm from Spring Hill, Louisiana. My wife is in the photo with me. Oh, okay, because I was looking at the photo. I was like, oh, okay. All right, shout out to you, Chavez, the husband. Shout out to your wife. Tell her I say hi. And she's beautiful, too. Tell her I think she's very beautiful. Thank you, Latrell. I appreciate you. Okay, y'all. Wow, I'm hot. It's hot. Lord have mercy. I get to talking and start sweating these lights. Y'all hit the like button? Hit the like button, y'all. We got 115 people in here, and it's only, what is it? It's a Friday, Lord. It's hot. Mother's Day coming up, y'all. If I don't talk to y'all, any mothers in the building, happy Mother's Day to y'all. Mother's Day done popped up so fast. Okay, let's move on. So I want to play this clip, y'all. And y'all definitely let me know what y'all think in the chat, baby. Because this just caught me by surprise. But hit the like button as I play this. Here we go. Oops, what the audio? Hold on. Where's the audio? Hold on.
Also reflect.
Okay, here we go.
A new statue in Times Square we're told, turning heads. It's making people not only stop and stare, but also reflect. A rare feat in the middle of one of the busiest places in the world. Zinnia Maldonado shows us why.
At 12 feet tall, in the middle of Times Square, stands a bronze sculpture of a young woman.
It's instantly stood out. It's powerful.
It's so tall and big.
The sculpture, created by artist Thomas Price, was unveiled at Duffy Square last week, and in just a matter of days, it has stopped hundreds in their tracks. Who is she? Well, technically, she's whoever you want her to be.
Me being a plus-size black woman, I kind of looking at it was just like, oh, I wonder what me as a small child would have thought looking at something like that. Representation.
The piece is part of a series called Grounded in the Stars, which Gene Cooney, director of Times Square Art, says confronts preconceived notions of identity and representation.
To have this work here is making a statement, potentially asking questions about what we value as a city, as a society, and hopefully it's a tribute to our shared humanity.
Now, I want to pause it for a second, So it's something that's supposed to what did she say? Show value and something about stereotypes. Look at this picture, right? And I'm not even trying to be mean. This is a 12-foot statue of a big black woman. She's a little, overweight. She's standing there with her hands on her hips, like an attitude, like, they like to portray black women to be. But what about this shows debunks the stereotypes of black women? What about her standing there alone debunks any stereotypes of this woman? It actually kind of perpetuates the stereotype that's already out there when it comes to black women. She's by herself. She's standing with an attitude. She's not even dressed in a nice feminine way. It looks very masculine. She's big. And she looks like a worn out, obese working black woman. And we got to assume that she's single because there's no husband there. There's no, there's nothing else. I would think that if you're really trying to show something other than the stereotype that is negatively out there or portrayed of black women, you would have put maybe a statue of an entire family. I think you would start there. Of a woman who's dressed very feminine, a feminine woman who looks nice and happy, and she has a husband and she has 2 kids maybe. Because I always see, you know how you've seen pictures of like you go take photos, right? We've taken family photos, at Target at some point, or wherever you go to take your family photos. When they're promoting the family photos, what do you see? And I think I posted this on my the community tab. You see, when you see the non-melanated family, the white family, there's a wife, there's a husband, and maybe 2 kids hugging, and the kids are sitting in front and the husband is there. When they show the pictures of the black family, it's always the woman and maybe 2 or 3 kids. There's never a father. So we already see these stereotypes out there, and that is what's been portrayed, as if there aren't any husbands and wives in the black community and full families in the black community. We know there are, but the single mother is always at the forefront of all of this. So what is this statue going to do? A big bronze statue of a tough looking, obese, overweight black woman with her hands on her hips, looking mad, like she about to cuss you out. How is this going to destroy any negative stereotypes about black women? How is this going to do it? And many people who looked at this said this seems more of a mockery than anything that they're trying to make you believe is a positive thing. What is the point of it? That's what even my daughter was like, what's the point of this? What's the point of the statue being there? What for what? What is it saying? Oh, she could be anybody. Who could she be? And it does kind of feel like a mockery in the sense that they're making a joke of the single black woman, a big single black woman. Why, out of all the statues that you could have put of black to use as a representation for black women, this is the one that you choose to put up there? That's what you choose to put? It's crazy though, but child, I'm just saying, I see crazy stuff every single day. XYZ, thank you for the super chat, says, Aunt your mama's syrup bottle. Right. Right. Thank you, XYZ. Freeman Avenue, thank you for the super chat, says, that's the new age slave mammy. Yes, Lord. Thank you, Freeman Avenue, for the super chat. I appreciate you, child. Look at her. I mean, this is, and they got it big as cuffs so people could walk by and laugh and joke about it and say, look and see, this is what black women look like. They look strong and angry and overweight. Like she could have been classier. She could have been dressed in a dress, but that's not how they portray black women. This is the image of a black woman is what they're saying. Let me show you guys what black women look like. They're overweight. They're tough, got attitude. Look like she has an attitude. And she don't look very happy, and we're gonna just post her up big as cuff on in Times Square to show y'all what these women are like. And then people are walking around thinking that this is something, a flex. I don't think so. Let's continue though.
Tourists and New Yorkers we spoke with expressed different interpretations of what she represents to them.
It's a plus-size woman. I'm a plus-size man. I'm African American. It's the African American woman statue. So just seeing another piece for me to stop and just have a moment with was very powerful.
If you look at the eyes, it's looking straight at something. It's focused. It's purposeful.
The sculpture proves to be a well-liked juxtaposition placed among the more traditional statues in Times Square, which is the goal, according to officials, of placing said artwork in such a significant area.
Coming from a person of color background as well, it's really nice to see something come across as like this everyday person that looks a little bit out of place. But I also think that's because of where we are standing. It might not look out of place if everything in our surrounding reflected everyday life more to us.
From Times Square, Zinnia Maldonado, CBS News, New York.
But everyday life for who? Like, is she the representation for every woman of color or everybody? No, it's not. But I just, I don't think this is a good look at all. I don't see this as something to be proud of. Oh, we got a big black woman on Times Square standing there looking like she got an attitude. I mean, that's not the best. Is that the best representation that you could come up with? No, I don't think so. So I really look at it as more like a slap in the face. Like, this is what you. But at the same time, can we really be mad about it? Am I really mad about it when a lot of it is true? I don't like it. I don't agree with it. I don't think it should be up there, and I don't think it's the best representation of all of us. I think, the good have to suffer for the bad. You got to go with what's out there because that's what's in the forefront. And that's what people all over the world look at us and think of us as a whole. Black women are aggressive. Black women are angry. They got attitudes and they ready to fight and they just look manly and they ain't got no man and they all single mothers. That's how we're looked at. And a lot of it is true. So you can't really get mad at it, but a lot of these people walk around and think that this is a flex. Oh, we got a big black woman on Times Square, baby. We lit. No, you looking like a damn buffoon. That's what it looks like. That's what I'm saying. Classy Perspectives, thank you for the super chat. Classy says, I grew up back in the day of a beautiful black woman when they wore afros and bell bottoms. They were slender like Pam Grier and Foxy Brown. This is clearly a mockery. It is. Because you could have took any woman like that and placed up there with a more classier look. Just, there's so much else that could have been done. Put this woman up here like she just got off a hard days of work with these hard, look like dicky pants, man pants, standing up here with an attitude like, who gonna check me, boo? It's like, come on now. That's all. That's the best y'all could do. And they walking. Thank you, Classy. I appreciate you. And they walking around here like, oh, a good representation, a black woman up here on Times Square. We doing things. We moving forward. No, we're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. And it is a mockery. It definitely is a mockery. And I don't see the point of it. And also, I watched the Poor Man's Podcast reaction. Shout out to Poor Man Podcast. Love his work. He said the same thing too. Every time they interview somebody to have a reaction to it is either a gangster or a gay man. And no shot. I love everybody. I don't have no problem with what you want to do with your life. That's your business. But it's the truth. You always get a man that's gay or a gangster, another bad represent. I'm just saying, like, not the optimal representation. You rarely see that, or they go for a woman with a bunch of children hanging on her hip to talk on the news, or you know what I'm saying. You don't want to go for the individuals who are dressed decent and can speak properly and all of that. It's like you go for the lesser. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying if you gay you're lesser. No, I'm just saying it's you can see what they do. You like the news. We are all familiar with how the news like to omit things, or when they're telling the news, they're not always giving all the real information. That's why people don't trust the news. It's the same way with any of this. It's a what's the word I'm looking for? It's done on purpose. It's a purposeful thing, the way they put this stuff out here. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a certain look you want to keep portraying. You want to keep perpetuating this idea of this is what black women are. This is what black men are. This is why we had that whole thing of all black men are deadbeats and they don't take care of their kids. Ran with that for years. So that's what it's a concerted effort to deliberately put this type of stereotype out there. when there are others who don't fit that narrative whatsoever. But let's not focus on that. Let's just focus on the worst in the communities, and let's just make it seem like that's everybody. And I don't like that at all. I don't like that at all, because it's not everybody. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was just crazy to me. Mr. Marcus, thank you for the super chat, says the statue is a trophy. Their propaganda worked. Now all our women are lonely, promiscuous, mean half witches with kids, child. Thank you, Mr. Marcus. I appreciate the super chat. Yeah, it's just sad though. But you got a lot of women out here feeling happy and proud, got they big chests out like, oh, we're doing something, baby. We just go down to Times Square. We can see the big black woman that represents us. And there are some women who don't rock with that, and they don't agree with that. And there are a lot of women who are saying this is a hot mess. So every black woman is not for this, but I know there are some who are. Thank you, Mr. Marcus, once again for the super chat. I appreciate you guys. Freeman Avenue says, FYI, the Statue of Liberty is a black woman, but they hid and removed the scene shackles, but they're hid around her ankles. I didn't know that. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you, Freeman Avenue. Thank you so much once again for your support and for your commentary. Thank you. Keith Randall, the statue is a mockery and sad as F. I agree, Keith. It is a mockery. I don't see the point of it. I don't. And if you was gonna go through all of that to make a big statue, 12 foot, what'd you say, 12 foot? Of a black woman, it could have been such a classier look, but that wouldn't, in the minds of these people who do this, that wouldn't really, don't think that would represent the majority of black women. So they went with what they thought is the representation of most black women. This is how they look. They're obese. They dress like a man. They look mad, attitude, and what you gonna do? So that's what that is. Thank you, Keith. I appreciate you. Make sure you guys are hit the like button. Please hit the like button, y'all. We almost there. 133 watching, 123 likes. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. So yeah, I just thought that's crazy. I don't agree with stuff like that. I don't see the point of it. And why not, if you're gonna make a statue of a black person, why not get the best of our people? Why not get the people who have accomplished something, people who have done things, that stand out, the brightest and the most, successful ones in our communities. And I'm not talking about celebrities. There are so many other smart people in this world who are doing things that's contributing to society in ways that most people don't contribute. Why not make statues of them? Why not make statues of our brightest people? Put them at the forefront. But that would be too much, because then it would send a signal that, there are some smart black people in this world. You know what I mean? Why not get those people? Why it has to be the woman who look like she a janitor at the Marriott or something? You know what I'm saying? That lady looked like she worked at the Marriott as a janitor. There's nothing wrong with that. A job is a job. Trust me. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But I'm just saying, her pants look like them dark blue Dickie, man pants, Women wear them pants in fast foods. They wear them as janitors. Y'all know what I'm talking about, with the belt on, like regular, everyday blue collar workers. But the women wear the pants and they wear them tight. Y'all know what I'm talking, like bus driver pants or something. I've seen it, I've seen nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying that's nothing wrong with a job. Hell, I'm trust me, I ain't saying nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying that's what the pants look like. It's like she got on a big t-shirt and the big bus driver pants, and she just put an attitude and stuff. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. But it just could have been something else. I just didn't see, that as what it should be. What's going on, Trey? We need to be clear about the Statue of Liberty. The original model was designed after a black woman. The design was changed to appease white Americans. That statue is a white woman. Okay. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Thank you for that, Trey. Keith says, salute chat room. Much love. It's been a minute. Yeah, so yeah, I just don't like the statue. I don't see the purpose, y'all, at all. But I think some women will be happy about it. Okay. Mayim the Goddess, thank you for the super chat, says, it is an accurate depiction of over 90% of us. Maybe this will wake us up, but hyenas are taking selfies next to it. Shaking my head, child. So that's a 90% depiction of us. I mean, the weight, they got that right. The most of us, unfortunately, are overweight. Women in our community, you say 90%. Hell, that sounds about right. I mean, most of our women are overweight. You know, I mean, it's unfortunate, and I hate when I'm speaking on this, I'm not like, I'm black. I'm a black woman, so I'm not out here. This is what I try to tell women who be like, oh, you just what they say. I be forgetting what the child. Oh, you just hating on black. No, it's like we want to see better. That's what I'm saying. I think it's like chastising your child. It's like when you've taught your child certain things and they go outside of that, you're gonna chastise them. I don't care if they grown, you still gonna tell them, like, you still gonna have something to say as a mother. Thank you, Mayim the Goddess, for the super chat. I appreciate you. You're gonna tell them, hey, you're going in the wrong direction, or you're gonna try to give them information to steer them back in the right direction, or based on the things that you taught them, because you want to see them do better. You don't want to see them fail. I want to see us win. I want to see us do better. But it's difficult when you're given a perspective or your opinion or whatever, because I don't know it all. I've learned from y'all a lot of times. I'm open to learning from people. You know what I mean? I know how to take what I think I could use and whatever. I had to take the meat off and spit the bones out. That's how y'all say it. Baby, I know how to take the meat and spit the bones out. I don't just link, because but I could listen to what somebody else has to say and give it a chance. Like, I'm open to criticism. I'm open to learning from people. I think the problem in our community is a lot of, especially our women, are too prideful, I don't know what to call it. You don't want to hear nothing. You want to do what you want to do. And when what you do fails, you got a problem, but you don't want to change it. Nobody can tell you nothing. You ready to fight. You know what I'm saying? And I don't really care about fighting, but I will fight. That's what I'm saying. I'm not a bully. I'm not a fighter. I don't want to, get hurt. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to mess up this pretty face. You know what I'm saying? I'm just joking. I just had to throw that in there, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't want to, but no, I'm just saying, I don't know how I got to that, y'all. Please excuse me. Nobody, every time somebody tell you something, they ready to balk. Nobody don't want to do that. Hell. Nobody don't always want to have to argue and fight with people just because you have an opinion or have something you think that might could help them. You know what I'm saying? Look, either take the meat, throw the bones away, or do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? So I think when it comes to our community, they like that, and I come from that. Like, nobody don't want to tell you nothing. They ready to fight and jump you and do all that, baby. I don't know. I don't have time for that. I'm used to that, though. Like, they want to fight. They want to get rowdy. Like, go ahead, baby. You just fight your goddamn self. Because I'm not out here in these streets. I don't be out in the streets. I don't be out in the streets. I be in my house, honey. I saw this video, and we're going to move on. I saw this video where they were saying where all the good women at, and somebody say all the good women at home. They're baking cookies, and they watching Netflix and chilling. And I'm like, you goddamn right. What the heck? What's outside? So that's what I'm saying. Y'all can't find the good ones because they at home. They chilling. They ain't in the clubs. They ain't out here walking these streets like 304s in heat. They not out here in the streets like that. They not paving the hot ground with these limited ass shorts on and ass all out and looking like hoes in heat. I don't know, shit. The good women ain't out here like that. They not in heat. They at home. They chilling, relaxing, cooking and watching Netflix, because that's what I do. I've been doing that. When I was younger, okay, when I had to go to work, at some point I had a job before this. When I'm talking about years and years and years ago, child, before I met my husband when I worked. Because once I met him, I was working in the house. I didn't work outside the home. So before him, yeah, I had little jobs and stuff. So I had to go to work and stuff. But when I got home, I'm at home. I didn't go out to the clubs, paving the grounds, walking all that night. These girls be outside, standing out on corners like something wrong. Like you don't have nowhere to go. You just desperate, like holes in heat. I swear. It's like, what are you doing? Because ain't nothing good happening out there. Just they're not content. They gotta keep moving. Sit down somewhere. Like I always watch people keep moving. Move. Why are you moving so much? Sit the hell down. Go sit down and relax your nerve. Their nerves are not, they're not at peace. Something ain't right, Look, I'm at peace when I'm at home chilling. I don't need to be out in the streets. I've never been for the streets. Never been out in the streets. Never like hanging out in the street. And that ain't just my vibe. And I'm not talking about people who like to, and y'all probably heard me say this before because it's the truth. Look, no problem with people who like to do stuff. I live vicariously through them. Okay, you like to go out on the streets, girl? Call me and tell me what happened afterwards, girl. Oh, they was fighting on the streets, girl. Them hoes trying to jump you. Oh, girl, yeah. Tell me the stories. It's like watching reality TV. Tell me what happened. I'll just listen from the sidelines. I don't want to be a part of it. I hear enough of it. Okay, so you went out, you got jumped, you jumped somebody, y'all was fighting, girl. You had to do all this kind of stuff going on. Yes, tell it to me because I love to hear the stories, but I ain't a part of it. But yeah, I think the good women are somewhere tucked away because they don't want to be outside. And y'all can't find them. Because that's why. The ones that's left. They ain't trying to be out there. All the ones that's ratchet and go take your money and do you dirty, they out there. And they looking the part. Thirsty. 304 thirsties. I'm just saying. So, yeah, they don't keep still. And if you get in a relationship with them, you ain't gonna be able to keep still either. Y'all gonna have to keep doing shit all the time. 24/7. Let's go. Let's do this. Let's do this. Go to the club. Let's go to the trip. Let's go to Miami. Let's go here. Let's do this. You're gonna always be doing something. You ain't gonna never be able to chill out. They don't want to sit down and Netflix and chill. They don't want to do that. They want to go. They want to go. They in the heat. They gotta keep going. They in the heat with you or without you. They only with you so you can keep them running and keep them going. So you can pay to keep them going. Let's gotta go here every weekend. I gotta go here. I gotta go. I gotta do it. Girl, no, hell no. That ain't it. That's why I say you meet a woman, that's all she want to do. Just go, girl, child, nah, because you gonna have to pay for it. That's what I'm just saying. So I don't know. I just that ain't it. But I forgot what I was saying. But I don't know how I got to that. But yeah, I guess I don't know how I got to that, y'all. Successful MD, multiple Pookie spirits are in them. Ruin. You probably right, Successful MD. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. They running from themselves. I believe that. Elite T. I believe that. You can't keep still because then you got to focus on you. Then when you still, you realize how messed up your life is and you don't want to deal with it. So you keep running the street. Yeah, right. And there ain't nothing in them streets. Ain't nothing in them streets, y'all. Not a goddamn thing. Who made and designed the statue? They mentioned the name of the person who made it, Gerudo Legends. I don't remember. But in that article, they say the person who made it. I don't know who the person is. I don't remember the name. But yeah, they mentioned the person who made it. Oh, another thing I want to bring up really quick. I want to share my screen. And I think Pharaoh had posted this about Smokey Robinson. Did y'all hear the story about Smokey Robinson? I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. Did y'all hear the assault charges that he has on him? I thought this was interesting. Smokey Robinson is about 85 years old. Love just chilling at the crib, peaceful. I know that's right, Michael. I'm right there with you. 100% agree, baby. Yeah. Smokey about to get railroaded just like Shannon. Oh my God. So I thought this was a joke at first, Trey. I thought it was a joke, but no, it's not. I'm going to read from the article. I'm not going to pull it up. I'm gonna read from it. Let me see. Smokey Robinson is if I'm not mistaken, Smokey Robinson is 85 years old. It is legit. 85. So it says Motown singing legend. Let me see if I could share it. Keith Randall, thank you for the super chat. Says DeeDee, how many years it took to get black people like we are today? Chat room, I need answers. How many years it took to get black people like we are today? Chat room, I need chat answer that question. I don't know. Thank you, Keith. I appreciate you. I don't know. I mean, if you go back from, I guess, somewhere around the 60s to now, maybe you can start counting there. I don't know, Keith, but thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Maybe they can y'all answer that in the chat. So let me see. I'm gonna see if I could just share this part of it. Cause this is crazy. This is crazy as hell, y'all. I don't know when all of this is gonna stop. 85-year-old goddamn Smokey Robinson. Y'all probably can't see it, but I'm just gonna read. Motown singing legend Smokey Robinson has been accused of sexual assault by 4 women who used to work for him, according to a workplace harassment complaint filed Tuesday at a Los Angeles courthouse. So 4 women who used to work for him now in 2025 have filed sexual assault claims, right? It says the complaint states the women were unwilling to report Robinson's alleged actions to authorities due to fear of losing their livelihoods and public harassment or public embarrassment, right? As well as being threatened and intimidated by his celebrity status and the influential people around him. 3 of the 4 women also worried about the possible adverse effect on her immigration status, the complaint added. So you was an illegal alien working for Smokey Robinson. Where? What? How was he? When did this happen? Because I'm pretty sure this happened a long time ago. And they're gonna state he probably was in his 60s. He's 85 now. So when did this happen? And I'm over it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm over it. Like this is getting out of hand. Everybody want a payday. So the complaint obtained by CNN details allegations from the unnamed women who say they worked as housekeepers for Robinson and his wife at various times from 2006 to 2024. Y'all stayed there that long and all this was happening? Huh? Each said she resigned because of Robinson's repeated sexual assaults and sexual harassment. So when did you resign? The complaint states the women were unwilling to report Robinson's alleged actions to authorities due to fear of losing their livelihood and public embarrassment, as well as being threatened and intimidated, right? And the adverse effects on her immigration status. In addition to the essay allegations, the women are seeking at least 50 million is a new number. Shannon Sharp accusers say 50 million. Now everybody gonna want 50 million. 50 million in total damages for alleged actions, including emotional distress, gender violence, hostile work environment, and several labor violations. An attorney for Robinson and his wife denied the allegations in a statement to CNN on Wednesday. As this case progresses, the evidence, the crucial element that guides us will show that this is simply an ugly method of trying to extract money from an 85-year-old American icon. $50 million, child, to be exact. Christopher Frost, attorney for the Robinsons, said in a statement. Frost said they plan to ask the court to dismiss the case. Now, and I don't know, I'm just so tired of this. This is $50 million. All these years, y'all stayed there. You could have just left. And my thing is too this, and now I just think that this is a purposely done thing for people with money, because all these years you stayed there, you worked for this person, and why is it that every celebrity is portrayed as this, this person to take advantage of you? You was they were housekeepers, allegedly. I'm gonna say allegedly, for all those years, and this man did all this stuff to you. I mean, they go into a little bit more detail too. They're talking about how he would come out the bathroom with no clothes on, and he would put a towel on the bed because he didn't want to get the sheets soiled. And he put the towel on the bed, and he said, "Come on over here. Come on, jump on the bed so I can do what I want to do to you." And they just go willingly and just let it. This man is old. Smokey Robinson moves very slow. I mean, I could push him down if I wanted to and run out the room. They didn't say there was bodyguards there blocking the door and holding him in and locking him in. They said he would come out the bathroom with his naked, wrinkly body out the shower, and he would go over to his bed. He probably had, I mean, since what, 2006, they saying? How old he would have been in 2006, y'all. So he still was an elderly man. So at that point, I mean, was these old? These couldn't have been no old housekeepers. So I'm assuming they were young, attractive women because I mean, he wouldn't want no old, they want young, attractive. And so he told you, come on, get on that goddamn bed and come on, get on this towel, don't you move. And I'm just going to jump on you slowly, and I'm just gonna do what I'm gonna do, and you just gonna sit here and take it. Like, what the hell? Like, come on now. Some of these allegations, allegedly, in my opinion, are just not gonna fly. This man was an elderly man. Now, if y'all had to, now you couldn't go back to when he was 20, because when was that, child? I mean, you got to go all the way back. They couldn't do that when he was a young, virile man. Y'all trying to put claims on this man. Smokey Robinson be on the stage now, and he looked senile. And I love Smokey Robinson. But Smokey Robinson looked like he don't know where he at. They telling him just stop performing, dude. He could sing now, but he just be looking like he don't know. Like, come on. Like, y'all wait till these people get old, and then y'all start bringing out these claims to try to get some money at some point. I'm like, why not come out when this happened? Why not go, oh, and then they said, let me read a little bit more too. Let's see here. It says one of the Jane Doe alleges she was essayed at least 7 times between 2023 and 2024. So this was recent. While she worked as a housekeeper at Robinson's residence in the LA neighborhood of Chatsworth. The complaint alleges the assaults often took place on Saturdays after Robinson would take his wife to the nail salon and would rush home knowing that he would be home alone with the plaintiff. Jane Doe, too, accuses Robinson of raping and sexually assaulting her at his home in Chatsworth on at least 23 occasions between 2016 and 2023. So you let this old man take advantage of you 23 times? You let this man, this old elderly man, take advantage of you 23 times, and you didn't go to... Okay, let's continue. While she was employed there as a housekeeper, the complaint states Robinson would summon her to either the laundry room or garage, where there were no cameras, before the alleged assaults would take place. The third Jane Doe alleges Robinson repeatedly essayed her, harassed her, and raped her throughout most of her employment as a housekeeper in Robinson's Chatsworth home between 2012 and so from 2012. What is that? 12 years? She alleges in the complaint that he raped her at least 20 times. The complaint alleges that on one occasion, when the plaintiff resisted his advances, Robinson offered her $500 to allow him to orally copulate her, and offer she refused. So when she would refuse, he said, oh, let me give you $500 so I could do this, child. Jane Doe 4 is identified as a former housekeeper who was also his wife's personal assistant, cook, and hairdresser between 2006 and 2024. According to the complaint, Robinson raped her in his Las Vegas home in 2007. Jane Doe 4 alleges that Robinson also raped her at his Chatsworth and Bell Canyon home. So you went with him from all these different places. You followed him, even though he was doing all this to you. You went from home to home to home with all this happening. So you stayed with him all that time, and he did all, and you just stayed. You ain't never reported any of it to the 66. He would be 66. That's an old man. This old man, you mean he was wrecking shop? He was like forcing you to do stuff? Come on now. Pharaoh says their livelihood was stank ass dominatrix. He cleaned. Y'all a trip. Thank you, Pharaoh. I'm just saying, like, come on now. Y'all getting desperate. They're getting desperate. Thank you, Pharaoh. So you follow him to every home. The complaint states that the plaintiffs did not consent to defendant Smokey Robinson's sexual contact or touching and suffered severe emotional distress as a result of old emotional distress, a result of repeated SAs. But you stay. Why did you stay? Robinson's wife, Frances Robinson, is named as a co-defendant. The complaint accuses Frances Robinson of failing to take the appropriate corrective action to prevent defendant Smokey Robinson's deviant misconduct against the plaintiffs and perpetuating a hostile work environment by screaming and using ethnically pejorative words and language. All four plaintiffs also accused the Robinsons of failing to pay minimum wage. Robinsons of failing to pay minimum wage or overtime wages, and that they do not provide rest or lunch breaks while they were on the clock. They are seeking at least $50 million in damages as well as punitive damages to be determined at trial. Smokey Robinson, 85, is a singer, songwriter, record producer whose career has as a leading voice in Motown and R&B began in the 1960s. And I also read too that she said he didn't use any protection, child. So if he didn't use any protection, that would have been the time for you to get your ass up, go to the doctor, go to the police and go to the doctor. That way, all the evidence would have been right there. That way, you could have got him. No protection. He leaving the evidence behind. You could have got up, went to the hospital, told him what happened, and straightened that out right there. But they're doing a lot. Oh, they were illegal immigrants, I guess. So that's the reason you didn't go to the doctor. What made you stay there? Because if he's doing all this to you and you following them from house to house to house, why did you do that, ma'am? I mean, if it couldn't be for the money, because if he was barely paying y'all minimum wage and not paying you for overtime, why are you there? Why are you there? Why didn't you leave? Why didn't you leave? You ain't getting paid a lot of money because you can't say, oh, I needed the money. You were barely getting any money. They didn't pay you overtime, allegedly. They didn't pay you. They were barely paying you minimum wage, but you stayed there for all them years to get mistreated like that. You could have easily went somewhere else and done that for somebody else. You could have went work at McDonald's and got minimum wage, and at least you would have got paid every 2 weeks. And you wouldn't have to be in somebody's house dealing with all of this. It's just getting ridiculous, y'all. And once again, I don't, look, the evidence or whatever will come out or their lack, because I don't know what evidence you would have. What evidence would you have? You know what I'm saying? Now they're trying to get these, and to me, maybe Smokey Robinson, maybe, he owed some, they want something from him. Maybe he didn't do something. I don't know. Maybe he pissed somebody off at this big age, and now they try to come for him maybe they want his publishing, maybe they want something, because this is ridiculous. 4 women who are all housekeepers. There's no video evidence. There's no there's no evidence to show what happened to them. Just their word alone is what you're supposed to go off of. All these years you stayed working for him. He barely paid you, but you still stayed. He did all this to y'all, still stayed. The wife was treating you bad, allegedly, you still stayed. And now, all these years later, you're going to come out and now owe you for punitive damages, and $50 million is the new number now. Come on now. I don't believe none of it. I don't. Until more evidence, if there's more evidence and things come out, then I'll take it from there. But until then, nah, I think it's got to stop. It's too obvious now. You know what I'm saying? It's too obvious. Now, are y'all of legal status now? Because this years later, are y'all legal citizens or are you still you're still illegal? Because what's going on? Because they're using that as a reason why they didn't go to the doctor, you didn't go to the police, you didn't do nothing. Because you didn't want to get deported. So are you in fear of getting deported now? What's the difference? I'm just saying. And no lunch breaks or none of that. Like, this is ridiculous. And you waited all these damn years to come out and say something. The man is 85. You've been mistreated by the wife and everybody. And like, this has got to stop. Y'all gotta, if you're in a situation, I'm gonna tell anybody, where somebody is mistreating you, taking advantage of you, go tell somebody. Stop waiting 20 and 30 years to come out and claim all this when there's no evidence. And then you just want people to just believe you on GP, your word against his. That man was an elderly senior citizen when this started. He can't move that fast. So he ain't really doing nothing. You could have ran, you could have screamed, you could have pushed him down, child. It wasn't like this was Puffy. You get what I'm saying? Puffy a lot younger, more virile, he a little stronger. We saw how he dragged that girl on the ground. This ain't Puffy. This is old ass Smokey Robinson. Smokey Robinson don't have all that kind of strength to do all that. Girl, you could have got up out of there and said, hell no, I'm not taking this, and got your ass up out of there and kept it moving. He wasn't gonna come after you. He could easily hire somebody else to replace you. So why, I'm just saying, why would you continuously subject yourself to that type of harassment? I'm just saying, it doesn't make any sense. And then wait 15, however many years, coming out like, come on, all of them united together because they think that's going to make a difference. I mean, come on, when y'all are saying, oh, this man did this to you, they even allege, I'm telling you, he didn't use protection or nothing. So whatever he had left coming up out of there, did that go in or what? I mean, unless there was nothing coming out. I'm just saying, at that age, I don't know how that works. I mean, he wore no protection. I mean, the juices came out and went in whatever was left. So you didn't take that and go run and say, let me go and get him. And you probably could have got sued him and sued for emotional distress or whatever, and damages, money, all that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, child. I don't know. I'm just not, I ain't buying these like that easily. You're going to have to come with what evidence you going to have. And I just want to know if they're legal, if they're still illegal after all these years. Are you trying to get money so you can, you know, child, I'm going to leave that alone. But anyway, I will be watching this case. 66, not that old, but I'm just saying 66 compared to somebody that's 40 or 30 is a difference. Smokey is not, you know, Smokey is old. So I'm saying he was a senior citizen when they claiming this happened. And he would summon them to the room. Just think about that. Guadalupe coming to my room. Get on the bed. Get on the bed. And don't you move. Like, come, what? See, maybe I'm different. I don't know. Cause I'm not, if I was doing that type of work, you know, at somebody's house or whatever, and that happened, I'm getting the hell up out of there. I'm getting the hell up out of there. I'm not playing no games. You know, I'm going to the authorities and I'm letting them know what happened right away. I'm not wasting no time, because the longer you be quiet and you don't say anything, it gets a little bit stickier. You know what I mean? It's hard to prove your. Nah, and then I'm going to fight back. I'm not going to just be compliant like that. Y'all just sitting there. Everybody just compliant. Everybody a strong, independent woman until it's time to be strong and independent. Use that strength and fight the hell back. I'm saying 66, you might be a strong 66-year-old, but I'm just saying, like, come on. You could be like, nah, I'm not coming to your room. Nope. If that happened to you all them times, you know what's up. So you could be like, nah, I'm not coming. You could just pack your shit and go. Like, I don't understand. But anyway, you know, I'm just saying. Yeah, it don't be making no sense. Then y'all wait all these years so y'all people could feel sorry for you and think you're going to get all this money to go. It's a desperate times calls for desperate measures. You know, out here, people need money. Money is getting scarce. So you gotta do what you gotta do. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Tina Turner ran across an 8-lane highway right out here in Dallas, Trey. Right out here in Dallas. We see that all the time, where she ran across that, baby, ran for her goddamn life. And she fought back too. So I don't know what's up with them. I don't know what's up with them. Like, come on now, y'all, nah. They wasn't barely paying you. So the incentive wasn't the money. You could have went worked at McDonald's or somewhere else doing some type of, you could have worked at a laundromat somewhere under the table, you know, something, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think it's a money grab, y'all. All right, make sure y'all are hitting the like button. Thank y'all. Y'all got the likes up. Thank y'all. Y'all got the likes up. Y'all got the likes up. Thank y'all. I appreciate it. That music is giving me, with that music, I don't know, like, remind me of something they'll play at the casino or something. Child, it's a mess. All right, let's move on, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all chime in the comments. Okay, so I came across this video. I want to play this for y'all because this was dumb. Listen to this.
Gonna hurt someone's feelings, but what's a green flag that low-key gives you the ick? Oh, I know my answer. And my answer is for surely gonna hurt somebody's feelings, but I truly don't give a fuck. I cannot date a man who is a good father. There's always a back-to-school night, a parent-teacher conference, a birthday party, a play date, a recital, a game. There's always something that he has to be.
Oh, that was it? Let me play it again. What did she say?
It's gonna hurt someone's feelings, but what's a green flag that low-key gives you the ick?
This is so dumb.
Oh, I know my answer. And my answer is for surely gonna hurt somebody's feelings, but I truly don't give a fuck. I cannot date a man who is a good father.
That's what I thought.
There's always a back-to-school night, a parent-teacher conference, a birthday party, a play date, a recital, a game. There's always something that he has to be at. It's gonna hurt someone's feelings, but what's a green flag that low-key gives you the ick?
So dumb. Why would that? So, but you know, this is why, you know, this is why I be seeing men saying they done. They don't care. All I see is we don't care. And I understand. We don't care. They don't care because this is the kind of stuff you get. It's an ick. A man who's a father and a good father taking care of his child. But then on the flip side, y'all talking about all these deadbeats out here, they don't take care of their kids, and they just this and they that. But then when you mean that it's an ick if a man is taking care of his son or his child and spending time with him, that's an ick because he's spending time. He wants to build a relationship with his child and be there for his child. That's an ick now. I think because you're not getting attention. This is the thing. This is how you know the difference between a good woman and a not so good woman. Because if she was a good woman, in my opinion, just my opinion, she would understand the importance of that and she would support that. If you see this as a good man, he's good to his child and he's there for his child and supporting his kid, that would be a green flag, and that would be one that you would gravitate towards. You would be like, oh, well, damn, he's a good man. He's taking care of his responsibility. I'm going to support him too. I'm going to go there with him at the games. I'm going to get to know his kid too, because this is a good situation here. So if we have a child together, I see the type of father that he's going to be. So, oh, snap, I'm going to support this. I'm going to be there with, cheering along with him. Like, okay, because I want this kid to get to know me, and it's going to be but no, it's an ick. It's a problem. Because you really want to go to the Pookie who's a deadbeat just so you can have something to complain about. See, it's once again, a lot of these women don't know what to do with good men. They don't. They're so used to the toxic traumatization. That's what. Even though they say they want a good man, they don't. You want that trauma. You want that toxic man. Because you want to be able to complain about it. You want to be able to have something to complain about. That's it. That's just it in a nutshell. You want to be able to complain. You don't want to. You don't want somebody that's doing things the proper way and the right way because you're not really prepared for that. You don't know how to deal with that. You used to toxic men because you're toxic, and so a man who's not taking that's something for you to just hold over his head. Oh, he this, he that. So you just keep complaining but never get anything done. It doesn't make sense. So this is why men are not even dealing with these types of women. They don't even care. They don't want because they know it's a bunch of BS. So it's just dumb. It's just dumb the stuff that they say, y'all. Okay, so I want to play this last clip, and then let's see. This clip is about these two black women who got fired at the airport. I don't know if you guys have heard that. Make sure you chime in the chat. I want to pull this up and get y'all thoughts on this. So these two women, I want to get your reaction to this. Here we go.
They made that flight. You did. And you think, you're going to check me in. I bet you we won't. Okay?
I paid for a ticket.
And you I paid for a ticket. For agent assistant, and you checked in 3 hours later. Hello.
I just said that I
was going to get on your flight.
Yeah, I just said that I would pay the $25.
And you thought you was going to get on your flight. And you thought you was going to get on your flight. And you thought you was going to get on your flight. And you thought you was going to get on your flight.
I literally paid for a ticket. I'm here 30 minutes. I'm here 30 minutes before my flight. And they're not letting me check in.
And you're not getting on your flight.
Because it's a policy. We don't control that.
And you will never fly.
You were about to let me check in. You were about to let me check in, and you decided that you ain't gonna let me check in.
Make me check you in.
You literally work for a company that I bought a plane ticket for. I'm here 30 minutes before the flight.
Can you please leave, sir?
No.
Can you please leave my personal space?
I'm not in your personal space. This is not your personal space.
This is my stationery.
This is not your personal space. You work for a company. This is not your personal space.
We ain't got to worry about it. We ain't got to worry about it.
You don't have to worry about it. You're literally not doing your job for a customer that has paid for a plane ticket to get home.
I told you stop putting the camera on me, sir.
I'm literally here at Frontier. I bought a ticket and they are not letting me check in. For no reason whatsoever.
Well, you said you're never flying the airline again, so we might as well help you out and have you not fly the airline.
I've already bought a ticket. I've literally already bought a ticket, and this is your reaction.
They made that flight.
So the two black women were fired, right? The white guy said something to him, but I don't know if he was fired. But the two black women were the most outspoken ones. They refused to. I don't know if would happen. He said he showed up 30 minutes early. He got a ticket. I mean, he had his ticket. He paid for his ticket, but there was some type of $25 fee or something he had to pay that he didn't want to pay. But then he said he would pay it or whatever. But they was like, no, they're not hearing that. They didn't let him on, and they got fired. Now I heard people saying that was a common thing, that you have to pay that $25 or whatever. But a lot of people were saying that it's the way they went about it. It's how they were talking to him, just dismissive and things like that. People saying, they have bad attitude and bad customer service. Now, when you working for a company, great customer service is important. This is the things that they're supposed to train you in, and they do train you in that. And you should know how to deal with customers. A lot of times customers are rude, to the workers, but there's still a way to handle it. As the person who works for the company, you're supposed to be trained in such a way to deal with people and try to, deal with folks. But in this case, it doesn't seem like the man was being rude, but they were being rude to him, and they were adamant about it, filming it. They didn't care. And as a result, they got fired. What's y'all thoughts on that? Do you think they should have been fired? Do you think the white guy over there who said something to the man should have been fired too, or what? What's y'all thoughts on it? Listen, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna remove this. I'm gonna put a link. This is Friday. I did say I'm gonna do a panel. I'm gonna go ahead and put the link if you guys wanna give your thoughts, and then we're gonna wrap this up, y'all. I don't want to keep y'all too long. But you can give your thoughts on any of these topics that we discussed. Is the woman in the Times Square. You can give your thoughts on that. If you want to give your thoughts on any of the topics discussed, definitely do that. Or if you want to talk, if you have anything else you want to mention, you can go ahead and do that as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link if anybody wants to join. And if not, y'all, we're gonna wrap it up, but I'm gonna drop the link. Give me a second. Oh Lord, come on, girl. And if nobody joins, we're going to wrap this up, y'all. But make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Please hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button, y'all. Oh, no. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Let me see. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on. Let me do it again. All right. So if you want to join the live to give your thoughts on any of these topics, go ahead and hit the link, y'all. I'm going to try to pin it to the top. I don't know what's going on here. Here we go. And while we wait, while I got it in here, I'm trying to pin it, but I don't know why it's not doing it. Hold on. Why is it not? I can't pin it, y'all. Hold on. Why can't I pin it? Oh, there we go. So it's pinned to the top. I want to play another clip real quick. Let's see. Cause this girl right here, she wore me the hell out. Hold on. Here we go. Look at this real quick. Trey, what's going on, Trey? Hold up. Hold on. Hold on, Trey.
Stop complaining about men having audacity when you calling their ass medium.
Hold on. Listen to her real quick, and then I want y'all to respond. Here we go.
Stop complaining about men having audacity when you calling their ass medium fucking ugly. The problem is y'all keep letting ugly men have confidence. We need to go back to shaming ugly men. That's why so many fucking gargoyles and monsters in the fucking club holding up the sections, holding up the space, looking scary. Rawr. Because y'all keep calling them medium ugly. Y'all keep calling short niggas handsome kings. You need to call these niggas what the fuck they is. You're hideous. Your hairline is very strange. The size of your head is not proportionate to your fucking body. You have a bird chest. Your arms is too skinny. Why you be in the gyms and your legs are skinny? We need to start calling them the fuck out. They don't hesitate to tell bitches what they don't like about us. They don't like our hair. They don't like our edges. They don't like our lashes. They don't like our birthday fucking makeup. They got everything to fucking say. And then y'all be over here, oh, he's just medium ugly. I mean, he's alright. He got money. Y'all be letting them think the fucking money, the Casablanca shirts, and the Mary jeans is a fucking enough. And that's why they be fucking playing with y'all. Oh, they got audacity. You gave them the audacity. Y'all stop calling niggas ugly. I don't know what the fuck happened. Medium ugly. I wish I would give some grace. Hideous ass. Stop complaining about men having audacity when you calling their ass medium fucking ugly. The problem is y'all keep letting ugly men have confidence. We need to go back to shaming ugly men.
It's the audacity for me. Looking like Tracy Morgan. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Looking like Tracy Morgan, baby. And this the audacity for me. Girl, you talking about medium ugly, girl. That girl look like Tracy Morgan twin. I'm just saying, like, what? Why? But it always be the ones like that. Every time. That girl with them burnt looking lips. She be doing that. There's another girl that looks, I'm not trying to be mean, but why? You would think, I'm just saying, I wouldn't get on social media and be talking about people like that. Oh, well, these medium ugly, and you look like Tracy Morgan's twin, or you got burnt lips, or you got some things that's questionable about your face. Wouldn't you be like more like, I'm not gonna do more, you Grace. This took me out. I'm like, girl, I swear to God, as soon as I saw, I thought that was Tracy Morgan. I ain't gonna lie, I thought that was Tracy. And then you and be so adamant about it and be so like mean, mean and ugly. God forgive me, but I'm just saying, you have no room, ma'am. It's like, come on now, you should be nicer. If I look like Tracy Morgan, I would be a little nicer. I would not be out here talking like that about people. You don't make yourself, but they be you, Lord, and you look at you. I'm just saying. Let me remove this off the screen. How do I remove it? There we go. Trey, why I can't see you? Queen of Vibes, what's going on? Hey, how are you? What's going on? Happy Friday to you too. I'm gonna let all of y'all come up.
I'm
Trey,
good. How are you?
Trey, it's saying you offline. Who's that person? Hold on. Hey, how are you? Mayim, the goddess. Can you hear me?
Hey, I can. I'm trying to mute my mic, but it's not
It's not
working.
muting. Hold on. Let me see something. I'm trying to move y'all around a little bit. I don't know what's child. We gotta have another struggle stream, child. Hold on.
Baby, it's okay. We'll struggle together. We'll struggle together.
How you doing?
Good, good, sis. How
Good.
you been?
I've been trying to thrive and trying to make it. Tired as hell. I know that. But what's your thoughts? What you wanna talk about?
Girl, that daggone statue just
Right.
I was like, they're so upset. You can't be upset. Like, how are you upset by what you are?
Right.
How the world sees it. The world depicted it. Don't be mad at it. If you don't
Right.
like it, change it.
Right. Um, do you think that statue was necessary though? Do you think that's something? Do you think? Okay. Do you think? Was it you? I don't know if it was you or somebody else who mentioned that it depicts 90% of black women.
No, it was me. It's 90%. I think it's necessary. It's sad, but it is what it is. It's necessary. These women out here, there's too many videos, sis. There's too many videos that we can find and pull up all the time. It's just, it is what it is. If we don't like it, we have to change it. And we have to be able to hold them accountable. And that means checking them in public, which we don't like doing because we know what's going to happen if we do that.
What you think gonna happen if we do that?
Girl, who you think you talking to?
Right.
I
Right.
know you ain't trying to check me.
Yeah.
I know I'm fine. You can't tell me nothing. You need to
Right.
mind your business. Look at what you driving and yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's what
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Or fight. Or fight. You gotta be
Have
ready
you
to
ever
fight.
been in a situation like that with women like that?
I have.
You have a lot of female friends. I'm just curious.
Nope.
Me either. Me either. And people try to come for me for that, but I just there's a reason why. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like I'm not a girl's girl. It's just I don't want to deal with I always say this all the time. I don't want to deal with the BS. I don't have time for it. Because we know we're women. We know how women are. We know how catty women could be. So if you know that and if you're not about that, why keep subjecting yourself to that type of, those types of women? I don't have time for it.
Right. And I don't either. And it's sad because I saw it when I was a teenager.
Right.
And I'm 46, mind you, so I'm not a spring chicken, but I saw it as a teenager. Like the young girls, particularly the sisters,
Right.
I would sit at a table during lunch, and as soon as one of the other sisters got up, they started talking about him. And
Mhm.
right then, I was like, yes, yeah. And I knew then, I was like, this is not okay. I was like, nope,
Right.
I'm not, I don't have to fit in. I don't care.
Yeah, the
I don't.
same
Like,
way. People somebody tried to question me like, well, you lying. You don't really you got all these friends. No, I don't. And I'm proud of it. I got enough children and I got my man and I don't need all the rest of that girl. Cause it'd be too much. I like to have, women around and, it's not like I hate women. I think there's
right,
some good women and I love to collaborate and work with women. It's just the BS I don't have because I'm quick to be like, when I see something that I don't like or I know it's gonna be a problem, I'm ready to exit. I don't give a damn. I don't have time. I'm not pining for friends. You know what I mean? Like some people just I don't have to have them. It's okay if I do, but if I don't, I'm good. I think that's
exactly.
yeah, I'm not out here looking and gotta have all these girlfriends. No, I don't need it. Mm-mm.
Right.
That's
And it's not necessarily if you actually love yourself,
right.
you enjoy yourself. You
Mm-hmm.
don't have to be around people. And that's my thing. Like, I don't need it. I don't have to have it.
I
It's
know that.
nice when I meet someone every once and again, usually it's gonna be a long lasting friend, something of that nature. But otherwise, no, I don't need to be in the crowd. I don't need to fit
Mm-mm.
in. I don't need none of that because I'm happy being by myself.
Mm-hmm. Well,
And that's the thing is I was happy before being married, happy being by myself, and I love myself. I love myself, but not toxic love though.
oh, right. Gotcha.
Like,
Gotcha.
you know what I'm talking about.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Queen of
It's
Vibes, what's
true.
your thoughts? Queen of Vibes, you
Hello,
able to
can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I woke up this morning and that was one of the
Mute,
first things
mute
I
while
saw.
you talking, Maya.
Huh?
No, I was telling Maya to mute while you're talking.
Oh,
Right.
Go ahead, Queen of Vibes.
yeah, that's what I ended up waking up to this morning was the thing about the statue.
Oh yeah. I mean, girl, what you thought of that? You thought it was a good thing?
Well, at the time, I kind of like, I was like, see, this is what everybody think we are.
What that woman look like? I ain't trying to be mean. Don't she look like she worked like as a janitor?
Uh,
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong, y'all. Y'all know I don't. A job is a job. Hell,
I was thinking worse.
what you was thinking? What you was thinking? Come on, you can say
I was thinking like, she moves like working a nightclub or something like that.
what like as a bouncer.
Yeah, but for high calorie individual nightclub.
Y'all know, man. It's what you mean. I don't know. I don't know. She just look. She don't. I mean, I don't know. I ain't trying to be mean, y'all. I don't be trying to be mean. I'm just saying they could have picked something better. That's all I'm saying.
Have it. Oh,
Squeegee Kid, thank you for the super chat. Says there are words engraved at the bottom of the NYC Big Shirley Monument. The words are she's got greens, beans, potatoes, tomatoes, lambs, rams, hogs, dogs, chickens, turkey, rabbit. You name it. You wrong for that, Squeegee Kid. Child, I wasn't expecting that. Thank you for the super chat, though. I appreciate you. Baby, y'all a trip.
did you see about the Lululemon incident? It kind of
I haven't gotten to that. Yeah, they twerking in that place, like just asses everywhere, just like it's too much. It's too much ratchicity out here. I can't catch it all quick enough. It's
yeah, man. We just been getting hitting back to back to back
back
with
to
all
back
of
to back. Exactly. And I see it and then I move on with whatever I'm doing and I don't be catching it quick enough, but I see it. And it's just like, what are they doing? Like what and then all of them look like they got BBLs and them BBLs they say be stinking. It's like all y'all stinking up that people plates. Like, child, I don't know.
it.
It's just a mess, a mess. I don't know. Yeah. Trey, what's your thought? I know what you gonna say. How you been, Trey?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm good. Good to see you. Good to
Good to
see you.
good to see you too.
What's your thoughts?
Well, I think the representation is fine. Majority of black women are overweight. So that makes perfect sense. 80% of black women are overweight. So representation of the actual statue in itself is fine. That's what black women look like today. However, this to me is as racist as you can possibly be.
You say
That's how racist. Yeah, that's how I see it. The entire so there's no premise for the statue. Now, I
right.
was born in the 80s. I come from a different time where if you had a statue, it's
Mm-hmm.
because you did something
Mm-hmm.
and
Right.
you became something. You
Right.
became someone. You changed the world. There was something that you added of value to society, right? I'm
Right.
from DC. Martin Luther King has a statue here in DC because of the value that he added to society. Now,
Mm-hmm.
that isn't to say that black women have not added value to society. Of course they have, right?
Mm-hmm.
But is this particular woman, this archetype of woman, the type of woman that added value to society? I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. So to me, the representation of what the black woman looks like today, I think that is spot on, right? But
Uh-huh.
however, I think the reason for why they put it in the city and the state they put it in, which is a liberal city, right? A liberal state, and the reasons behind it, I think that it has some racial undertones to me. I think also if you really wanted to send a message, you put a black family up there. You put a black man, you
That's
put a
right.
black woman, you put black kids up there, and you show that type of unity. I think that would have been a stronger message to the black community than putting up a black woman.
And especially because they said to what did they say about the stereotypes or whatever? If you're really trying to portray or disprove, I guess, a certain stereotype, you know, the fact that we got a bunch of single mothers and deadbeat dads and all that to put a family would kind of show something other than what's already been put out there. Even though it all exists. We know there's a single mother epidemic, but we also know there are happy families together too, black families. There's
And
husbands and wives and children.
and America's not the only one that has a single mother issue.
Right.
Colombia has some of the most single moms,
Oh
and
wow.
black men are lining up in droves to go over there. So let's not make it seem like, yes, America has its problems, the black community has its problems, but so does every other country. They have their issues too, right?
Yeah.
This idea, for me, it was the posture, the stance, right? That stance
Like
to me,
this.
yes, that stance to me is, if you've ever seen a black woman that runs HR
Yeah.
at your company, that's what it looked like.
Hell,
That's
oh
exactly what she looked like.
oh my God. Yeah. I look, I told this story. I had a woman boss one time, the at a job that I had. Oh my God, she was the worst. I had no problem with other male guys who were over me. It was just this one. And I reported her ass. I reported her. I had she was scared. She was scared of me because I was gonna have she was gonna lose her job. But I never did that again. I don't know. I don't know. That's why I say it's not every woman. It's just certain women. Women in a workplace, them HR, they feel like they run the show. I don't know. It's just I don't know. Some women are just horrible. It's not
Yeah.
all women.
Yes, I worked at the Dollar Tree, like where I live, and this lady, she is literally my cousin too. She runs the store. She
Yeah.
always treated me like garbage too.
This your cousin, you say?
Yeah, she's my cousin. She runs the store. Right, my own cousin.
Yeah, if you ask women, if who would they prefer to have as a manager or supervisor? Would they rather have a man
I
or a
mean,
woman?
I
Most
mean,
women will say a man. They'd rather have
yeah,
a man, because I've had female sergeants and female lieutenants, and it's
mhm.
almost as if they got to do a little bit more. It's like, I got to give you just a
They gotta
little bit
prove
more. I got
themselves.
to prove that I'm supposed to be here. And it's like,
Right,
but you're here. You're
right.
already here. You don't need to prove it. You're here.
Yeah, they are hellions. I only work with one, so I ain't gonna say all, but that one baby, she was messing with me all the time, and I ain't even worked that long. But because I'm like, baby, I'm gonna flip this on you. I went to her boss and told him some shit, then reprimanded her, and then I didn't have her no more. I got somebody else, a male, who was like always was fine. They didn't give me no problems. If I had a problem, we could talk it out or whatever. But with women, I don't know. Keith Randall, thank you for the super chat. Says I appreciate y'all good women on here. Salute, salute. Yes, yes, indeed. I appreciate them too. I appreciate everybody. Thank you, Keith. I appreciate you. Um, what y'all
Hey,
what
hey,
else?
Didi, can I say this about the Lululemon thing? Because
Yeah,
this is
go
how
ahead.
I think about the Lululemon. It's not all black women, but it's always black women. That's how I think of it. It's not all black women. All black women don't act like that. There are a lot of
Right,
women, black women out here with class. They know how to behave in public. They're refined. They don't act like that in public,
mm,
right?
right.
But
Mhm.
every time we see a video,
It's
it's
like
black women.
twerking.
It's like, why are y'all, like, why? What? And from what it sounded like, the initial reason for going there to protest, it seemed legit. It seemed like that was a legitimate reason for them to go protest. And somehow this turned into a twerk fest. Insanity.
Wait, are you talking about at the Lululemon? They was there to protest?
Yeah, I think, if I read it correct, they were actually there for a reason. It wasn't just to go to the store and just to twerk. Like, there was supposed to be some reason why they were actually going. I don't know what Lululemon did to them. I'll go look at it again and go check again. But I thought
Oh,
that's what I read.
I heard that they did it because it was some kind of new song that an influence came out that was about Lululemon or something like that. That's what I heard.
Well, then that makes a lot more sense, because
Well, when they said
that sounds more on brand than why they actually did it.
then
Yeah.
they say the owner of Lululemon came out and said he doesn't make his stuff for black people.
I thought that's what
Well,
I
they
read. I thought that's what they were protesting. Like, I thought that's what I read. It said they were protesting a reason. That makes sense too. I'm gonna have to go look it up again.
But how did it start twerking though? How you get to twerking?
I don't know. I don't know where that came from.
No leadership.
Everything
No
is
leadership. When you are going against a resistance, you have to have discipline, and you have to have
Right.
leadership that says this
right.
is why we're here. This is what we're trying to get accomplished. But if you have everybody go in there and two chicks just start twerking, remember you got hive mentality, right? You got a lot of women. They just look to see, okay, what you doing? All right, you doing that? All right, I'm gonna do that too, right? So you see a couple girls that start twerking, and then it's like, oh, this what we doing? Okay, I'm gonna do it too. There's no leadership. I guarantee you, if they went in there with some proper leadership, a leader would have said, "What are y'all? What the hell are y'all doing? That's not why we're here." And it's taken
Right.
away from, if that is the message, that is what the Lululemon. I don't wear Lululemon, so I don't know nothing about them, right? But I mean, if that is the message that the Lululemon guy says he doesn't make the clothes for him, we had this issue. Was it Tommy Hilfiger or was it Ralph Lauren? One of the two of them
One of
said, "I don't make my clothes for black people either."
them. Right.
He said the same thing. So again, they try to keep trying to tell young African American, black people, whatever you want to say, whatever you want to call them, that a lot of these people, they want your money. They don't really care for you. They don't care for you, your community. Don't care for your people. Don't care for your kind. But if you want to wear their stuff, that's why when I see these rappers and they got big Gucci this and Louis that, I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't care nothing about you.
They don't. Well, I mean, Umar Johnson had did a video. I don't know if y'all saw it. He was talking about why black people like to wear name brands, and because we were the most, we were put down and we were made to feel like we're less than, and so the name brands are just a way for us to make ourselves feel better, and we got to go, we spend more on those expensive things to make ourselves feel better, because we the only people that have a history of being told that we're nothing, so we have to prove. Do y'all agree with that's what people are doing?
I definitely agree with that.
Yeah. Trey, Queen of Vibes, you agree with that?
Yes, I think that's definitely why they doing it. I don't be feeling bothered to wear all that stuff.
Trey, what you think of that?
I think a part of the black community is there's a emptiness. A lot of us don't know where we came from, right? When an African comes over to America, they know exactly what country they come from. They know what tribe they come from. There's not a level of emptiness. But for those of us that were born here in America, we know that we're sub-Saharan African something, but we don't. That's about as much as we know. We can only use that based on the color of our skin. But if you take it like in my family, my mother is light skinned and my grandmother is light skinned. They're light skinned women, right? So I think there is some truth to what Dr. Umar is saying, but there is a lot of confusion where black people are lost. You see St. Patrick's Day, you see a bunch of white people walking around, they celebrating. I'm Irish. I know I'm Irish. How do you know you're Irish? Well, my grandmother on this side and my dad on that side, they Italians. I know I'm Italian. How you know? My grandmother's from Sicily and they know these things. But if I were to say, how do you know that you're African? Well, I don't. I don't know that I'm African because there's nobody that in my family that represents that. I just know that I'm American, right? That's all I know. So there is a little bit of a emptiness for some of us because we're lost. We don't quite know. We don't have the same heritage or sort of belonging that other cultures have, and I think that's why you see a lot of confusion with us at times and a lot of chaos as well.
Gotcha. Michael, how are you?
How you doing? I
Good.
say hello to Mrs. Goddess, Trey, and Queen. How are you doing today?
Hey, peace, love, and light.
Mm,
I'm doing
I'm
well.
good.
Hope
Are you?
you're doing
Okay.
good.
Well, let me put in my 2 cents. I was just thinking today about Louis Farrakhan. A long time ago, Louis Farrakhan said it's time for us to go back to Africa, and a lot of black people own that, but we don't know if we're going back to Africa or not because we don't even know if we're really African or not because we could be the lost tribe for the children of Israel. I know you guys have all heard of that. We could be the children of Israel. We never know. But for the time being until Jesus come back, we're all gonna have to stay here in America. We're gonna have to stay here in America. We'll have to make do what we can. We can visit other countries, but I will visit Africa one day, hopefully if it's God's will. But I'm not going to go live in Africa because I can't. I'm not used to their laws. I didn't grow up under their constitution. I'm not used to their laws. But for the time being, we have to get back to being a community again. We got to get back to being a family unit. We gotta get back to having fathers at the head of the household. We gotta get back to making women more respectable in the community. Get back to training and disciplining our children. We gotta get back to what Crimson Cure calls a righteous value system. Whether she know it or not, it came from the Bible. And the Bible says that if you seek God's kingdom first and you do according to His will, then everything will be added unto you. So that's what we have to do as a community. We got to get back to a righteous value system. We got to get back to where we first got started, because that's what built Black Wall Street, a value system.
But Mike,
That's what built. Yeah.
you think that's gonna happen though?
No, not really, because black people as a whole are not going to do it. Black people as a whole are not going to go back to a righteous value system. They're not going to listen to Crips and Cure.
They gonna just
They're
keep.
not going to listen to Angry Man. They're not going to listen to you too, DeeDee.
No,
They're
I,
not going to listen.
that's on them.
Yeah, but there's going to be there in the black community. There's going to be a divide between the lions and the hyenas. The lionesses and the hyenas, and it's going to be like that. And other people, and it's going to be like that. And some of the hyenas are going to lose, and the lions and lionesses are going to win. So we just got to get back to where, if those of us who want to get back to where we originally came from, we got to get back to where we originally came from. That's all. But
I agree with that. I've done my own research, so I don't have issue with anybody that believes what they believe, because we really don't know. It is what it is. But I know that I'm Chickasaw Native, and I found land patents from genealogy, family, everything, plus just being told we're Indians. So I've done my own research on that, and that's just my thing. But I do agree with you as far as us being possibly the true Hebrews. I believe that as well. It just makes more sense to me just from doing my own study. I encourage everybody to do their own work and study. Don't believe anything we say. Look it up for yourself. Do your own research and find out for yourself. But we as a people lost core value, and unfortunately, it's the women. I hate to say it. It's us. We have lost it. And until we are willing to check each other, we're going to have this problem. And we're just going to have to do it. The lionesses are going to have to fight the hyenas. And it is what it is. We're just going to have to do it. I hopefully won't ever come to fisticuffs, but we're going to have to check you. Like I already said, and I keep saying, if I see you at Walmart wearing Daisy Dukes half your cheeks out, and you basically wearing lingerie, I'm calling the cops for indecent
No.
exposure. I don't care. I'm calling the cops. I'm gonna fix it. Because no, somebody got to do it.
I'm sorry. You gonna call it?
Baby, yeah, I'm finna call the popos right now. Look here, come get Keisha, because she's in here wearing next to nothing. All these babies out here. What we doing right now? Cuff that Keisha right now. Cuff.
Right.
Right. Speaking of that, did y'all
I wanted to bring
see
something to
where
your
Halle Berry, what she wore to the
Yeah. She what?
I
58?
thought I
She
thought she looked
58?
amazing.
Of
I thought
course
she
you
looked
think
great.
she looks amazing. Of course. Of course. Yeah.
right.
I mean, of course. Of course. I think she looked
I didn't see the problem. What was the
Of
problem?
course, you don't see the problem. She looked a hot mess. And really, honestly, that veil she had on her head, it aged her like 10 years. I thought she looked older with that veil on her face. She's a
Impossible.
beautiful
Yeah,
woman.
That's
like it
Holly
was
Berry. That's
weird.
impossible. That's impossible.
She looked older.
Right.
She did. It made her look, I don't know, she looked older to me. If she'd have took that
Right.
off, we could see her face. The outfit was ugly to me. I think she could have did better. And wearing the bottom part of your coochie out, I don't see
There we go.
what was she
Miss
trying to
DeeDee,
do? Yes.
I'm trying to figure
I
out.
remember a couple of years ago you did a podcast about, I think it was last year, a couple of years ago, you did a
Michael, you got
podcast about
a little static, little static.
You Borg it
okay.
bad, bro.
Yeah. I remember a couple of years ago. Can you hear me now?
It got
Can you
worse.
hear me now?
Yeah, it's just got
It's
loud.
worse.
Yeah, I'm black for some reason. That's
Go
weird.
out
Okay.
Okay,
and come back
look.
in, Michael. Let's see if that'll work.
Okay, go out and go back in.
Yeah, go out. Come
Can
here.
do I
I'm
need
gonna
to
bring it
get
back
off
up.
Wi-Fi?
Cause I don't know what that is. A lot of static.
This is the new move. 50-year-old women
Right.
have got to put themselves on display. Tracy Ellis Ross is doing it.
Right.
Crease Summers is out here
Grace
saying,
Summers is
"Hey,
horrible.
she
Right.
does.
Why
She
why
looks
is why
bad."
is our
That, you know what I
grandparents
mean?
out
Like,
here trying to like
Right.
show their goodies? Y'all
Right. Go
done had y'all time in the sun.
because they missed their time. They missed their boat. Right? Holly Berry's been married what 3 times?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Can y'all hear
Uh,
me?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Holly Berry's been married like 3 times, so they missed their boat. What you have is you have a society that's telling women you you can't age out. You can't get too old.
I hate Bluetooth
You know what I
and
mean? You know
shit.
you can't do this. You can't do that. And so it's
Can y'all
like,
hear me now?
We could hear you, Pharaoh. You
but
can
it's like
hear us. Come out. Go out and come back in.
Hold up. Hold,
Go
hold
ahead.
on.
All right.
we were refusing to tell women you at grandma age now.
Right.
You know,
Right.
you're at grandmother age now, like, and you need to act accordingly. But I
Right.
enjoyed the show. I thought she looked amazing.
Of course
Personally.
you did.
Miss DeeDee, I remember a couple of years ago you did a podcast about Killer Mike telling a young kid that he can never become president. And now a young black boy, he can never become president. The reason I brought this up was because the reason why this generation had
I
no
can't hear
problem giving
y'all.
us. Can you hear me? You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. Yeah, the reason why they had no problem giving us Barack Obama a black president in this generation is because it doesn't help us. Having a black president doesn't help us because we're not together as a community. And if you see, Barack Obama didn't do nothing for us, so and they're never gonna let us have that again. But my point is that it's not in individual victories that the black community it gets uplifted is in us coming together as a community and doing what we got to do to build a community, a righteous community that can help feed our children, that can help push us forward, that can help build. That we were more of a threat during Black Wall Street than we was when Barack Obama was the president of the United States. So it's not about us individual victories. It's just about us going back to what we used to be. But like you said before, Miss DeeDee, we're never going to go back to that because unfortunately, too many black people are comfortable being hyenas and male and hyenas, as Crimson Cure would say, and they're too comfortable living under a lost value system. So they're too comfortable with that. They're too comfortable living under a lost value system with no family structure, no children all born out of wedlock, everything. And women devaluing men because of what they do for a living, whether even though the man's a hardworking man, he'll make a good husband to you. We too caught up with Oprah Winfrey and Tyler Perry's foolishness, which depict us as monsters and hyenas, both on the male side and the female side. So we're never going to get back to who we originally were when we were a people, Miss D. But it's up to the individuals who want to come out of the darkness to do what they have to do in order to get to where they need to go.
Yeah, I don't want to go back. I think that a lot of black people forget what the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s
I'm not
were
talking
like.
about that. I'm talking about just going
But you
back to
but you
where.
but you can't play both sides of the coin. If you want to go back to traditional times, you want to go back to a patriarchal time where white men legitimately ran everything, you got to take the good with the bad. You can't just say, well, give me all the good and screw all the other racism and all the other stuff that comes along with it. You got to take it
Okay.
all. So if you want to go back 60 years, think about what you're asking for.
Well, what I'm
Legitimately
talking
think
about,
about it.
what I'm talking about, what Crimson Cure is talking about, has been here for thousands of years. It started in the biblical times. Started when God created Adam and Eve. What Crimson Cure is talking about is the exact same thing. It started when God created Adam and Eve. A value system. I'm not talking about here in America, just here in America.
Value
This has been
system. Eve defied God off rip.
I know.
Off rip,
I
she
know.
defied them. So what value system are we talking about?
But God punished Adam and God punished Eve for that. But just because Adam and
How's
Eve
that been
failed,
working out for society?
well, just because Adam and Eve failed, it does not mean that the value system don't work. Does not work. That's that
Okay.
that's so it's not about patriarchal. It's about doing things in order that can guarantee us a community of success.
How are you
This
gonna
has been
tell
around
how are
for
you gonna tell somebody to have a value system when you not paying none of their bills or taking care of their kids?
well. You can try to tell them how to get to a righteous value system that can possibly give them the wealth that
how are you gonna tell an 18-year-old woman who's very attractive don't go on OnlyFans and make a lot of money?
you probably can't. But
So
that's what their
why are
parents
we
are,
talking morals and value system?
because that's the way the world works. That's the way the world works.
The
That's how.
world works on morals? You think people are moral out here?
Well, not they're not exactly moral, but those of us who are righteous, we might not be on top right now, but eventually we will get on top. And according to the scriptures, we're gonna stay on top doing the end doing towards these end times. So it does, just because the world is kind of messed up, it does not mean that morals and values don't uphold the community and don't make a community strong. You understand what I'm saying?
No, I don't agree with you at all. I think this is the problem in the black community is that we've been relying on Sky Daddy for too daggone long, and we're one of the only communities that want to play that game. We're the only ones that want to play that game. Meanwhile, other communities are not playing the moral game. They're not playing the righteous game. They're not playing these games. They are getting to money. They're getting to the bag. I'm going to ask the Jewish community if they playing the moral and the righteous game, or if they playing the money game, so that they can control everything, so that they can be in politics, so they're in your banks. So when you want to go buy a house, guess what community you got to go through to go get a loan to get a house? Which game are they playing? The problem with our community is we don't want to play the game that could actually make us win, which is money. That's the game we need to be playing. And I know it sounds crazy, but we're losing because we don't want to get in this game. We want to hold on to our morals and righteous, and God gonna get us right. And we're gonna be all right. Just keep praying. Just keep praying. We're gonna be all right. Meanwhile, we're losing. We're getting dusted. I'm not telling you not to have your beliefs. I
Why I
have mine.
believe in.
I I have my beliefs too. I'm not telling you. I'm telling you to wake up and see we're losing.
Well,
Our
but the thing
communities are
about it,
broken. I was a police officer for 6 years. Our communities are broken. Do you know
it doesn't.
one of the largest ages that's having early terminations of pregnancies? The age group 14 to 19. We're broken. Over 20 million early terminations just in our community alone. We should have a population closer to 70 million. Yet we still stuck in the 40s. Go look at it. We're broken.
Well,
The Sky Daddy ain't gonna come and fix this. That's not how it works. We got to get off this moral thing, this righteous thing. We got to actually do what needs to be done to actually save our community. And I'm telling you right now, it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty. It's going to look very, very, very ugly at first. Then when we get where we need to be, now we can start to implement these value systems and these morals. But if you sitting around waiting, I've been hearing that whole thing, God, Jesus coming back. I've been hearing that since I was a child. All of us, anybody you can ask, all of us been hearing the same thing. We in end times. I'm 40 years old. I've been hearing that. We in end times since I was a kid.
but here's the thing, Trey. Anytime you live, and I hate to do that, don't block me from your show, Miss DeeDee. But anytime you live in a country or in a world where children are being secretly kidnapped and molested, they're telling you that men can be women and women can be men. They're telling you that men can get married to men and women can get married to women. You already know you're in the end times. The thing about it, Trey, is that we don't know when Jesus is coming back, but we do know that when Jesus come back, he is going to destroy this world, and he's going to replace it with a new heaven and a new earth. So it's up to us to uphold a value, a set of core values that Jesus can say, "You welcome home, my child. Come into my kingdom." And I know you don't really believe in that, but
You
that's
don't
what
know
we've
that.
always believed in.
You don't know what I believe in.
Well, you seem like you don't.
I'm just no. I'm realistic. I live in the real world.
Okay.
I'm not gonna Bible thump people to death. And all these Bible thumpers out here keep. I be looking at these Bible thumpers and I'm like, yo, your entire life is a mess. You're not doing nothing that's in the Bible. Nothing. We got preachers out here sleeping with children. We got preachers that on their second and third
Right.
marriages that are adulterers. We got females in the churches that are preaching, which is clearly against the Bible. We got all kinds of
Right.
mess going on. We got Marvin Sapp telling them to lock the doors until we get the money. Till we get the money we need, lock the doors. We got another guy who goes by the name of Creflo Dollar, which is crazy to me, talking about God told me to
Right.
tell y'all I needed a jet.
Right.
What are we talking about? No, that doesn't
When it
that
doesn't
doesn't mean
make
that doesn't mean that it's all. I'm not saying it's all church because there's some great churches, there's some great pastors out here that are doing what
right.
they're supposed to be
Right.
doing, and they're doing it the right way. I'm saying as a community, we gotta stop hanging our hat on God got us. We're gonna have to do the work. We're gonna have to roll up our sleeves, and it's gonna get dirty and it's gonna get asked. One of the reasons why they took Wall Street from us, because we couldn't fight. That's why they dropped
Right.
bombs on us. We couldn't fight.
Right. Right.
So you
Right.
want to have something in the community, you got to be able to protect it. You got to be able to roll up
Right.
your sleeves. You got to have warriors. You got to have people that's willing to die for it. Are you willing to die
Right.
for your community? Most people are
Right.
not.
Right.
So how do we get better? Bible thumping is not going to work. It's just not. I'm sorry, it's not going to work. I don't have a problem with having a
Yeah, well,
system.
you are right to a certain extent because the Bible said there's a time and place to everything, and that's including violence. That's including violence. So there's a time and place to defend what's yours, and that's including violence. But I'm just saying, and even if you have to go there with any people, people in general, even your own people, it doesn't change the core set of values that we have to live under. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that the value this living under values is going to protect you. But what I'm saying, sometimes you're going to have to protect yourself. Sometimes you're going to have to put your hands on see people. You have to die for some things. We learned that from Martin King and Malcolm X and Medgar Evans and George Floyd and Tupac and Biggie and a lot of other people who came before them. We learned back from Fred Hampton, who was betrayed by his own black brother, which is William O'Neill, fake Black Panther who pretended to be who was an FBI informant that sold Fred Hampton to the FBI to be killed. We learned all that. We can't trust everybody, like the 5 black police officers that just got acquitted for beating Tyree Nichols to death. As a community, we're never going to go back to where we are. But it does not. But where we were when we built Black Wall Street, where we were when we built Rosewood. But it does not change the set core of values that we have to live under. It does not change the fact that moral is still moral and right is still right. So that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that there's not a time and place for everything. There's always a time and place for everything. But it's time and place to defend your community. It's time and place to drop your values and put your hands on somebody and somebody put their hands on you. There's a time and place for everything, but it does not change the set core values that we have to live under. That's all I'm saying.
Definitely agree with that. I had some technical difficulties earlier, my bad. But I agree with what you're saying. Everything that you're saying, yeah, I agree. We're gonna have to, and that's the difference between us and the older generations. They were willing to sacrifice, and we're not doing that. We're comfortable.
Okay, somebody got to mute.
As a community, we're never going to
Somebody
go
got to
back to
mute.
where we were. That's not where we were when we built
Uh, Go ahead, Maya. What you were saying? You finished what you were saying?
Oh no, that's all I was saying is that the older generation,
I'm frozen.
they were under tougher constraints. So yeah, it was a little bit different. Now that we have gotten a little slice of the pie, we've gotten very comfortable, and most of us don't want to fight. We're not ready to sacrifice what we have now for the greater cause and the greater good of our people. and we have to learn to do that, and that's the thing is being a minister is not bad. You don't need to have Gucci, Fendi, and all this other stuff. You don't need to compete with. We don't need to compete with each other. That all stop competing with each other. We're not competing with each other. We're competing with others. We're hurting ourselves by competing with each other. We have to learn to fight for ourselves, and until we do that, we're not going to be able to do it. And unfortunately, our women. I know people hate to keep talking about it, but we're a main component about it. We are the ones because we teach the children. And if we don't have that father presence, good father presence, don't make the right choices when we pick to have children with men, we're creating this future. We've created this future. And if we don't fix it, we're in trouble. And I'm sorry, Gen X, we got to fix this. It's on us. It's all on us at this point.
Yeah, the future generations that come after us, they're gonna be in huge trouble.
We already see that happening. We already
Right.
see that happening with the young people. It's already, I mean, they already lost a lot of them. It's unfortunate, but we already see these little kids twerking to Sexy Red and child. They, I mean, we how many videos we've seen in the past of these young girls saying they don't want to get married, they just want a baby.
Right.
It's already affecting them already, you
But
know.
DeeDee, that's not nothing new.
I
There was
remember
there was
one.
a there was a documentary done in the 1986 called "Disappearing Families," and it were black women that
Right.
had kids there. They were talking about they didn't want to
Get married.
get married and have kids because the system was more beneficial to them. This isn't anything new. It's
It's not.
38 years ago, right?
Mhm.
Right.
So
This
that's what
happened
I'm
in
saying.
64,
That's what
63, 64.
so
Right.
exactly.
1963 and
So that's what I'm
64
saying.
is when we
When
saw
I
that
hear all
major
this,
change.
that's why when I hear all this righteous talk, I'm like, when? We almost on
Right.
70 years of this. When is this going to happen?
Right.
Meanwhile, our community is just deteriorating and just getting
Mhm.
worse
Right.
and worse. I live a few minutes outside of Baltimore. Some kids jumped an 80-year-old man, beat him to death.
Mm.
Why? What could he have possibly done at 80 years old? You know what I mean? Like
Right.
it's not getting better. It's not getting better. And the thing is that I can only raise my kids. DeeDee, you can only raise your kids. You guys got kids. You can only raise your children,
Mhm.
right? So
Right.
a lot of this has to do with there isn't a sense of accountability or responsibility when it comes to not
Right.
only self, but when it comes to your children and what you have
Right.
going on. And
Mhm.
that's why I've been saying for a long time, whatever the kids get, you need to start giving it to the parents too. We need to start encouraging parents and to some degree, the government has stuck their hand in this, has stuck their nose in this business, and not allowed parents to really be parents like they need to be to some degree. But on the other hand of that, I tell my son, he's 15 all the time. I said, no matter how smart you think you are, I'm smarter. You're just not there. Maybe when you're 21, you might get better than me. But as of right now, every trick, everything that you tried to do, I have either already done it and failed, or I thought about doing it and failed. You cut in school, hook in school, been there, done that. Missed most of my entire senior year, and I got caught. You know what I mean? Like I've been there, done that. You can't outsmart me. And the punishment, I don't need to beat you. I don't need to take my belt off. There's other ways for me to get my point across to get to you that you have done something and there are consequences to it. We got to have parents that are smarter than their kids that can enforce some consequences to actually teach these kids. You can't just go around doing whatever you want to do. Some of
Mhm.
these younger millennials, these Gen Zers, and even some of these Gen Alpha now, some of the most entitled kids I've ever seen, and that's not their fault.
Right.
It's the parents' fault. It's
Mhm.
on
Right.
us
Right.
because we raised that entitlement. Oh, well, I want this, so
I,
give it to me. I see kids acting up all the time, and I'm like, ain't no way in the world that could be my son.
Right. Yep.
Ain't no way in the
I
world.
remember to go back to the original what was just said about women having children out of wedlock. I remember one Judge Mathis episode, and this is why you see me the way I am now, Miss DeeDee. This young man came on the Judge Mathis show. You can look it up on Google if you want to. It's called Judge Mathis SHIT on Deadbeat Dad for the contributing to the downfall of the minority community. This dude, the long story short, to make the story short, this dude had 9 kids, and 5 baby mamas, according to the lady that was showing him. 9 kids. Listen to this. Time to find out this dude was a wannabe rapper, called himself the Gingerbread Man, because his real name was Brad. He called himself the Gingerbread Man, or Gingerbread Man, whatever name he wanted to call himself. And come to find out that the lady that was suing him was pregnant by him too, because she said it herself.
Shit.
So, Judge, this is a white lady too, white woman too. The Judge Mathis completely destroyed this dude. He destroyed him. Destroyed him. Say, if your kids don't make it, it's because of you. If your kids become a failure in life, if the girls get pregnant early, it's because of you. You weren't there. Because you don't have no job, you ain't working, you ain't taking care of your family the way you're supposed to. You just out here making babies, and you ain't not taking care of them. And so, Judge, after I saw that one Judge Mathis episode, I said to myself, "I'm gonna keep myself until I find my wife, and I'm gonna be a father, and I'm gonna find myself a husband. I mean, I'm gonna find myself a wife. Excuse me, not husband, with wife, and I'm gonna marry her, and I'm gonna make her Mrs. McCoy because that's the way God set it up." But this man here had 9 kids and 5 baby mamas, and the lady that was suing him was pregnant by him too. So after that, I said, no, I can't be out here. So, ladies, you have to be kitty disciplined. You
Amen.
have to be kitty disciplined, and you can't be out. You can't just let any man that got swag run up in you. Because this dude had on the orange suit, but he was a scrub because he couldn't pay his bill. She bought him a cell phone. He couldn't pay for the cell phone. He talking about I want to give the cell phone back. He said, can she have her money too? He said no. Well, he said you and Judge Mathis said you pitiful, man. You pitiful. So we gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, ladies. You cannot let any man this ski you. Like Sexy Red said. You can't let any man do that.
It's true, but unfortunately, these women are attracted to that. They're attracted to the men that are just like this. And I'll admit, look, same mistake. 19. I don't care if people talking about, oh, you're young. Bump that. I'm grown. I knew what I was doing. I was attracted to that dude. I was attracted to him because he's fun. He's exciting. Da 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 da. And then get pregnant and find out, oh, he's bad. He's not good. Too
Right.
late by then. Too
Mm-hmm.
late by then. Thing is, though, are you going to keep making that same mistake over and over and over? Are you going to teach your kids this? That's the issue. Women, we have to take accountability for that. And then, are we raising the men that we don't like? Are we raising these men to be this way? You're
Mm-hmm.
raising son husbands. You
Yeah.
know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
we're attracted to the men we don't like and raise the men we don't like and then complain about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then men that we do need and like, we don't want. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
he's boring. He
Elaine.
don't make enough money.
Mm-hmm.
All that nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
So, and a lot of people be like, yeah.
like I say
And
all the
I'm not just
time,
bashing women.
yeah, like I say all the time, when one thing that caught my attention as a child was the song "No Strug" by TLC. I don't want no
Yes.
strug,
Yes.
I can't get no love
Yep.
from you. So that's the reason why I've always been the type of dude to be on my business before I try to get a woman. But I learned over the time that women like strugs, that just like strugs with a certain type of swag. They like straws with a certain type of strut. It don't matter. A lot of these women say they wouldn't date Michael B. Jordan if he came in their presence. A lot of these women say they wouldn't date what's his name, Denzel Washington, if he came in their presence. They'll get their all to the strub of the dude who's sagging his pants down the street. Because no matter what TLC sing about, no matter what anybody sing about, at the end, women are just as attracted to how a man looks and his swag. And even if a man's good looking, it's just something about being with a hood dude that's got certain women hooked. And they can't learn to love the right dude until they get that out of their system.
Mayim, let me
Right.
ask you this
Right.
question because you said you made that mistake and you learned from it. Well, what was it about that type of dude? Because listen, I grew up in the hood. I say it all the time, the projects, and those dudes were all around. But to me, but I know everybody's different. I'm like, I was afraid to get shot. You know, they would be like, "Hey, you wanna come on?" I got the offers. Like, come on, take a ride with me. Want to go to the mall? I'm like, nah, y'all get shot at. So what was the attraction? Like, I was scared to get shot. Like, cause that's the type of life, the drug dealers, they got the car and how they dress with the flashy, the jewelry and all of that kind of stuff. I
Didi,
they were
Didi,
they,
you ain't make no runs to Ohio
hell
or
no.
Texas.
I
You ain't
promise
never
you
make no runs.
hell no. Hell to the no. I did not. I was too scared. I think fear is what stopped me. I was afraid to get shot. Our girl had got shot in the butt. I didn't want to get shot. She got shot. I didn't want to get shot. I didn't want no. I was too scared, Trey. To be honest, maybe if I wasn't scared, maybe I would have been like, let me go see, but I was too damn scared. They was getting shot at, some of them got killed. It's like, I don't want to get caught up in that because I would be the innocent, just innocent bystander. I would be the one be in the hospital trying to cling on to life, and they would be doing what I just was scared. I think fear probably saved me from it. If I wasn't
Can
so scared, maybe, because there was one guy, I was like a teenager though, and I kind of liked him, but he in jail probably to this day.
can I revise your question to Mayim just a little bit?
Go ahead.
What was so exciting about those guys?
Yeah, I didn't find it
Yeah,
exciting.
because it isn't that
That's
women
the question
don't
I
want
want.
to date them. It's there's a level of excitement that comes with these men. What is so appealing? What's so exciting about that lifestyle? Even though we all know how it's gonna end.
Yep.
What's so exciting?
Yep.
Talk about that,
I'm gonna
brother.
say,
What excited you about it?
Yeah.
I was rebellious. I was rebellious. I mean, I came from a two-parent household. Both my parents were in the military. I didn't grow up in the. I had no association with it whatsoever. No family in it. Nothing.
Mhm.
It was just because I always saw these music videos. They were the popular ones. School. So I was like, I'll see what they talk about. Let me just see. And my curiosity into, I'm a child with this person. Then, thankfully for me, I have that moment like, shoot, nope, you done messed up. You messed up. You messed up. You're going to have to fix it. And it's honest, um, even with our daughter, I told her, like, this was my fault, not him. He's not a good person per se because of his, but my fault. I chose to have unprotected sex. I chose to take the chance, sling the dice,
You going in and out.
and yeah, thankfully,
Oh, she gonna have to come back in. I hear what she's saying though. I just didn't see the excitement in it.
Didi,
Yeah,
can I address
it's
something?
just
Because
it's just a curiosity.
we oftentimes talk about having fathers, and I'm glad that she addressed something. She said she came
Yeah.
from a two-parent home.
Yeah.
We oftentimes never talk about there are a ton of women
It's true.
that come from two-parent homes.
Yeah.
And we never address this because we always say, well, if she had her daddy, but you never realize that the relationship she may have had with her father caused the rebelliousness that Maya was talking about. And she said, okay, well, my dad raised me in the church. I know a lot of church girls that's out here doing the complete opposite.
Mhm.
They want to get back at their dad. I know a lot
Yeah.
of white girls that
okay,
marry
here I
black
am. I
guys
don't
because they
know
want to get
why
back. They
my
want to get
phone
back
tripping.
at their dad. You know what I mean? Like we never talk
Mhm.
about that. There's a lot of women out here that was on that rebelliousness. And Mike, I think the Bible's very clear about women and their rebelliousness,
Trey, but I
where it's
can't
going to
hear you.
take them.
So
One of my cousins was like that. She had my uncle and her mom and they had a nice house, and she was, rushing to, get up under the house at her cousin's house to sleep with boys, get naked. Like I don't know what her problem was. She was rebelling, I guess. I don't know. I wished I had her life growing up, but
A,
she did everything opposite of what her dad wanted her to do.
a lot of the rebelliousness comes out in college. Soon as they get out of that house and they ain't around daddy no more. They ain't around mommy no more, and they going crazy. They getting trains ran on them. She having lesbian relationships all the time, and it's not just
Okay,
the
where
women.
you been? You been under that? You must have been under that because you like
No,
that is
I come from a single parent home, but
that
I used to date a girl that went to
yeah
Howard University when I in my first year in the military. When I came
mhm,
home, my girlfriend, she went to Howard University. She came from a two-parent home.
yeah.
Two-parent, had a good dad. Dad worked a great job. He was making six figures. This is back in 2004. He making good money. And when I tell you this girl went crazy
Yep.
when she got to HU. She went crazy because she had been under that thumb for
Mhm.
18 years. She had been under that thumb.
Did
You're
she
gonna do
get
it the right
pregnant?
way. No, she didn't get pregnant, but she blew up. She's like 300 pounds now.
Oh Lord.
But because you know why? Everything that she was taught, she
Yeah.
said, forget that. I'm
Right.
gonna go live my. I'm doing me now. I'm gonna go live my
Right.
life. So when I'm telling you that it was easy to get her, it was easy. Like it was easy to get her to the point where I was like, yo, I can't be with this girl because if I got her that easy, I
Hmm.
know the dudes that's running around HU when I'm not here because I was stationed in Alaska. DeeDee, I was in Alaska. I know when I'm not here and she around here, somebody, women are always having sex. Somebody hitting that.
Right.
So we always want to make it seem, and I'm not saying that fathers aren't important. I am a father. We are important. But we oftentimes don't understand that when girls get to about 12, 13, it's a coin flip. She can go one way or she can go the other. It really is a coin flip. And if she decides that she's going to go down the road of degradation and debauchery, and I'm gonna go hang out with the drug dealers, I'm gonna do that, it's hard to get your daughter back at that point.
Well, do you think it's, the type of father? Like, what did he have? Was he around? Like, is maybe is he's there's two parents in the household. He's always working. He's not really focused on
Sure,
what
sure,
they're doing. You know.
sure. Yeah, absolutely, Didi. Obviously, the archetype, the type of dad that's in the house. So absolutely, it makes a difference. It matters, right? Did dad come to the basketball games, the softball games? Was
Mhm.
dad at the soccer games? Was dad at the gymnastics, tournaments? Was dad at the cheerleading tournaments? You know what I mean? Was dad there? Absolutely, it makes a difference. But I'm just making the point that we often think that well, she came from a two-parent home, so she
It's
got to be
automatic.
better. Yeah,
Right.
it's just automatic until you start to dig deep into it. You're like, hold up. You dated how many drug dealers? You had how many girlfriends? You're like, what is going on here? And her daddy don't know nothing about it.
Mhm.
There's a podcast. I won't say the name of it, but there's a podcast, and the one of the girl that's on the podcast was always there. Her dad came on, and
Mm.
the guy asked her, "What's your body count?" And the dad was like, "Nah, come on, tell me what it is." She said it was 8. The look on his face, she was 18, by the way. She's
Mm.
18. The look on his face was like, "Are you serious?" Because dads don't think that, oh my, not my daughter.
Right.
Yes,
Right.
your daughter too, your
Yeah.
daughter too.
Mhm. Mhm. I mean, that's a good point. I mean, look, I used to wonder too, like growing up in the projects, I always wonder why certain, this was the guys, certain dudes who didn't live there, they came from two-parent households, lived in a house. They wanted to come in the hood and hang with those dudes, and I always used to be like, "Why? These dudes ain't gon' they're not going, you're gonna get into some trouble. Why? I always wonder why they want to hang around that when you have something I thought was better. Why you coming trying to hang around here? You gonna end up getting shot or going to jail, fooling around with these dudes. Why? I never understood that. I never understood why dudes will come from outside of the projects and want to hang with these guys. For what? What are you missing? Like what's I always wondered that. So I guess there's something to be said about that, and then the young girls too. Like, what are you missing? What do you think you're missing out on something? Like, what do you want this guy? I'll trade with you. Like, you want this lifestyle? Like, I did never understood that. Y'all seem to have it better. You not in here with all the craziness, but something they looking or chasing. I never understood it. Never understood it. So what do y'all think? Y'all think just because Michael, you talked about value system and all that. It seems like people are not trying to listen to anything of any type of values whatsoever. They going completely outside of that. I mean, do y'all ever think that things are gonna get better, or is just gonna get continue to get worse? Like I didn't ask this question 1,000 times. Is it gonna get better? Or women are going to be accountable and start doing something? And who has to make all the changes? Do women or men? Who has to make the most changes? Because I asked that too, long time. Like,
Both.
both got to make changes. Are they willing to do it? Or are they just gonna separate and just be like it is now? Women over here, men over here. Like, I don't want to hear it. Nothing. I'm gonna do what I want. Whatever. Because that's not gonna help. That's the way it seems now. Like, people are just separate. Women are doing their own thing. Men are doing their own thing. Women say they don't need men, but we know they do. And men are saying we really don't need y'all. We could do and we proven to y'all that we don't. But so we just gonna do our own thing. We're not gonna even approach. We're not gonna talk to y'all. We just gonna do whatever. That's where it seems to be now, right? Like, men are like, we don't need y'all. I don't want to get married. Uh, I got my own money. I got my own stuff. Y'all too much.
Like
I ain't paying
like
y'all
Shannon,
bills. None of that. Go ahead.
like Shannon Sharp. He like Shannon Sharp. He's a lot of people saying they never really rock with Shannon Sharp like that. I know Candace Owens said it, but the thing about it is that Shannon Sharp represents a man who did need to get some wisdom as he got older. So I know that there's a lot of men in different countries who have younger wives, but to be trapped in that type of foolishness, no. So it's both men and women that need to work on themselves. But I'm sorry to keep bringing spirituality. I don't call it religion, but I call it spirituality in it. My pastor who lives in Virginia, he says that the world it's not going to get any better. He said that as time goes on, the world's going to get even worse because if it didn't get any worse, then Jesus wouldn't have to come back. So the times are going to get worse as we get closer and closer to the end times. Those of us who want to be saved, those of us who want to have a righteous value system that God can say, "I will bless this." Then we got to come together. We got to get together out and build our own community, and we got to separate ourselves from the male hyenas and or hyenas or and hyenas that are destroying the community that we once called a community. So that's just my take on it. But both men and women got to work on themselves.
But how are we gonna build a communities if everybody is separate? If we can't get men and women on the same page to come together and build the communities, how do we get everybody on the same page? Because everything is so separate. Women are stuck in their ways, and they're like, "Nah, you
Well,
gotta do this and you gotta do that. Y'all gotta level up. And if you don't level up, well, we don't care." And men are like, "I'm not doing all that." How are you gonna build the communities though if people aren't getting married and getting together? How are we gonna do it?
well,
Everybody
I guess I don't. I'm not sure. Not sure. I'm not going to ever say I have all the answers, but I'm just saying everything, everything that Crimson Cure talks about, and the guy who taught her, which is Father Times, who taught her, is how the community has always worked together. But reality is that we're never going to get back to that. The community is never going to go back to what it originally was, which is originally a community. But those of us, the only thing I can say is that those of us who want to be saved, they're going to be saved. Those of us who don't want to be saved, I guess you're going to have to fall by the wayside. So,
okay. Anything else y'all wanted to say? Mention what y'all thoughts? I don't know. I just think it would be nice if we could, build our communities back and people are, working together and all that. But it's too far gone in my opinion. I just think, men are tired of the bullshit with the women, and women are say they tired of the bullshit with the men. And they like, you need to make six figures. If you ain't got that, I'm out. I don't want to deal with you. I don't know. And then the men who out here who might want to get married can't find suitable wives. The ones who want to get married, they're not finding wives. Men, the time is steadily ticking. Trey, you 40, Trey, huh? Trey, you been 40. Trey, you not older than that. I thought you should be 41 by now, huh? I don't know.
I'm for I
Trey,
I am
you've been
for
on here a long time. You've been said you
I
was 39. You sure you ain't 42? No, I'm just saying. I just was thinking when you say you 39.
I was born in 84. I'll be 41
Okay,
this year.
you said you was
I
39
promise you.
2 years ago. No, I'm just saying.
Well,
I
hold on,
was
hold on, hold on,
thinking of
hold
that.
on. Let's do the math. If I said I was 39 2 years ago and I turned 41 this year, wouldn't that be right?
Cherry, I don't know, child. I just thought you was 40. I don't know. I ain't that good at math. I ain't got time
Look,
to think. I thought you was 39 2 years ago.
I turned 40 in December. My birthday
Oh,
is late. My birthday is December 29th, so it's really late.
so December you'll be 40.
I'll be 41 this year.
Oh, you'll be 40. Oh,
I'll be
okay.
41
Oh,
this year.
so you already 40.
40 now.
That's what
Yeah.
I thought. That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking. I thought you said you was 39. No, you're
Nah,
40.
that was last year.
Oh, so you're 40 this year, and you'll
I'm
be
40
40.
this year because my birthday is at the end of the year.
You'll
So
be 40 in December. 41 in
I'll be
December.
41 in December.
Okay, that's what I thought. I don't know what I was saying. Okay, 41. Okay,
What
all
you
right.
think I'm lying about? I'm lying about my age?
Nah,
I
I
don't,
just
I don't,
remember you saying you was 39, but that was about 2 years ago.
look, I think one of the things the black community is going to have to do is we're going to have to stop pining for the days of old. We got to stop with that. Well, it used to be like this, and we used to be the most married community. Well, it used to be a lot of things, right? We're not going back to that time. That's right. Like I hear a lot of content creators say we need to bring shame back. Shame ain't coming back. Let it go. It ain't coming back. Let it go. It's never coming back. You want to know why? Because shame can be monetized now. I can make money off of my shame now. You can shame me all day and all night, and I can make a video about it and I can get paid. That's what these women are doing, right? You think you shaming her? Oh, you slept with 1,000 people in 24 hours. Meanwhile, she making a video and getting paid off of it. Right now, here's the
Right.
thing. We have yet to see the effects of how it will be 20 years from now. That will
Mhm.
be the interesting part, right? There's a lot of what's happening now. How will these women be and men be in 20 years from now? I don't know. I won't care. I'll be in my 60s. I won't give a damn, right? At that point. But this idea that we need to go back to the way it was, go back to the way it was, that you're not going to get that. For one, women ain't going back. Women are not rolling back to the times of wearing dresses below their knees and we're not going back to Sharia law. We're not doing none of that. None of that's happening. So what we have to understand in the black community is that there is a movement forward, but the question is how do we want to cultivate the moving forward? Because it's going to happen. Women want to work. They want the right to be able to work. They want to be able to make their own money. They don't want to have to depend on a man. We're not going back to the days where women couldn't get a credit card and they have a bank account and you had to ask your husband for money.
Right.
We're not going back to them days. We have to understand that as a community, we have to be able to move forward and adjust. And whether we like it or not, it's just not happening. There is no reverse on this train. This train is only going forward. We got to figure it out going forward.
Yeah. Reese from Philly, how are you?
What's up?
What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on all of this?
Y'all talking about the statue, right?
Yeah, you could chime in on that. Yeah.
Um, I'm not mad at the idea of putting a statue of a black woman in Times Square. Is it Times Square or Central Park?
Times Square.
Right, Times Square. I'm not mad at the idea,
Mm-hmm.
but the representation is not cool, man. If you look at the statues around the world and the most beautiful cathedrals and temples and what have you all over the earth, everyone, men and women, are for the most part dressed to the T, performing some type of action or dance move or something, and they look regal almost
Right.
in the old world art, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking just about the future and the people that find our civilization after we're gone and 1,000 years from now and dig that up. I got my jokes about that, but I don't know, man. I'm not mad at the fact that they had to have the idea of having a statue, but the way they represented her with the T-shirt and she's got her hand on her hips, she's not smiling. You know what I mean? She's not doing anything. We don't know who she is. Is it anybody important? Like, who is it? There's nothing. There's no storyline. There's nothing.
She's supposed to be a representation of everybody, I guess. Every black woman, I guess.
I've heard people say that when the news were,
Yeah.
asking people that were walking by.
Yeah, she could be you. You know what I mean? She's just the woman that we don't see. I guess I don't know. It was just weird to me. It was just a little weird.
You know what I really think's going on? I think there's a bigger thing going on right now, right? A month ago, we were all talking about tariffs, and a month before that, we were all talking about drones and stuff. But now, it seems like the last 2 weeks, racism is the push in media and the news now. And certain things are being cherry-picked by the media to push a racial narrative now. And this might be part of that. This might be part of that. I don't know.
But is that new though, Reese? They've been doing. Haven't that been happening though?
But they turn it on and off.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think it's something bigger, but I mean the statue is big. I mean it's 12 feet tall and it's a big woman in there. And it's just, I just thought, yeah, it could have been a better representation if that's what they really was trying to do. So I don't really think
Like
people
over here
think
in Philly,
it's more of a mockery, versus something to, to be.
in Philly, you can walk through here and see William Penn, Julius Erving, Rocky, and Maya Angelou and other people, and everybody looks regal. This sister looks angry in this statue. I hate to say that, but I got to be honest about that. She's not smiling. Well,
right.
In her defense, none of the statues are really smiling around the world, right?
Right.
And a lot of them got the lips torn off, so we don't even know. But she looks, I don't know, she looks angry to me. And it's not like a warrior type of anger. She has on a t-shirt with no bra on.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, we'll go back and look again.
She just looks like the average everyday black woman going to work.
It's got it's got this sassy sapphire thing going on. Like it's like the sassy black woman thing with the hands on the hip, and that's not an accurate representation of black women.
I mean, they could have found somebody. There are a lot of black scholars and people out there who have actually done something like he mentioned. We don't know her name. I mean, we don't. What's her story? Like, what is it? What's the point of her being there, just looking like that? You know what I mean? Huh?
I got a prediction because the statue is so realistic looking, and it was a good piece of work at the end of the day, because it looks ultimately realistic. I think it's a real person somewhere, and one day we're going to find out who it is. Hey.
All you got to do is look in your HR department.
Hey, anybody got one of them facial recognition apps or something?
Go to the local.
She looked like Precious from
don't do that.
She looked like a janitor. I'm telling you, go to one of the hotels, a janitor.
We gotta be nice.
She looked like she late to picking up her kids. That's what she looked like.
She like she on the way to the corner store to grab some wraps or something.
Late to work.
Right.
As a janitor.
Does she have on shower shoes, or
them shoes look? They look like them shoes, that therapeutic shoes, right? The shoes look like them shoes you need when your feet hurting.
Are you talking about Dr. Shows?
Yeah, it look like Dr. Shows. The shoes look like Dr. Shows. The pants are a little wide leg. I don't know. She looked like an average working everyday woman. A little overweight, a little bit. I just don't know what the point of it all was for. You know what I mean? I think they could have done better with the use of that statue material.
You notice they didn't.
It's right in Times Square where millions of people are going to see it every day.
Right.
You know what I mean? It should be somebody important. Candace Owens or somebody.
You notice they didn't get a straight black man on those interviews.
Oh yeah, somebody pointed that out.
They didn't want them problems. They didn't want them problems because he would have got the truth.
One channel did. There was a couple channels.
They did? Well, I'm sorry. The one I watched had.
There was YouTubers out there too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the ones I saw, they was talking kind of, sassy like so.
Yeah, I saw that.
A few of them dudes was zesty,
Yeah. I mean, I guess you would expect that if this the woman they picked to put the statue at Times Square, I guess those are the people they're gonna seek out to have something to say about it. You know what I'm saying? You're not going for the, you know, the best of the in the community. I'm just saying, I'm not trying to say it's bad. It's just the representation. And then the only thing I'll say is representation is important, but that representation didn't really do anything. You know what I'm saying? For the community, it didn't raise a major awareness of something people are missing out on. This is the typical of what people already see. This woman looked like a little overweight. You could assume she's single. There's no kids, no husband there, and she's just going to work. And she got an attitude with her hands on her hips. That's it. That's what they are. That's what already they are. There's no the stereotype is the same as what they've already portrayed black women to be from that statue. It doesn't show anything different.
You know what? I made the joke earlier. I mean, if this artist was going to be on some body positivity shit, why didn't he go all out and make the chick like 400 pounds? Because if you scale that statue down, she's probably only like 250. They should have made a real obese woman, like real big.
Then that would have been an obvious mockery.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, they obviously know you trying to make because people have been pissed about it. Oh, she too big. Why would you put that big old? But if that's what everybody 290, 310, I mean, that probably would have been more accurate, I guess. Anyway, I just didn't see the point of it.
What was the other story that you did? That's what I actually came up here for. What's the other? I'm having a brain fart. What's the other story you had?
I don't know. What did I play? Let me see.
It's about the balloon pop show.
It was right after you did the statue.
There's a lot of shit going on. The N-word's worth $1 million now.
It was about the lady who was talking about you was like the audacity. What she was talking about?
Oh, you didn't hear her? You didn't hear her?
I heard her. Yeah, I heard her.
Well,
I know he told me.
Let me play it again because y'all might have missed it. Let me play it again.
I came in towards the end of it.
Let me pull her up because this was funny too.
Stop complaining about men.
Yeah, look. Hold on. Let me pull her back up. Where's she at? Listen to this, y'all.
Complaining about men having audacity when you calling the ass medium fucking ugly. The problem is y'all keep letting ugly men have confidence. We need to go back to shaming ugly men. That's why so many fucking gargoyles and monsters in a fucking club holding up the sections, holding up the space, looking scary. Rawr. Because y'all keep calling them medium ugly. Y'all keep calling short niggas handsome kings. You need to call these niggas what the fuck they is. You're hideous. Your hairline is very strange. The size of your head is not proportionate to your fucking body. You have a bird chest. Your arms is too skinny. Why you be in the gyms and your legs are skinny? We need to start calling them the fuck out. They don't hesitate to tell bitches what they don't like about us. They don't like our hair. They don't like our edges. They don't like our lashes. They don't like our birthday fucking makeup. They got everything to fucking say. And then you be over here, oh, he's just medium ugly. I mean, he's alright. He got money. Y'all be letting them think the fucking money, the Casablanca shirts, and the Mary jeans is a fucking up. And that's why they be fucking playing with y'all. Oh, they got audacity. You gave them the audacity. Y'all stop calling niggas ugly. I don't know what the fuck happened. Medium ugly. I wish I would give some grace. Hideous ass.
Now, y'all didn't hear me say this lady looked like Tracy Morgan. Y'all didn't hear that? This is the female version of Tracy Morgan. Bonnie Crew Tracy. Like, what? So, I mean, okay. What's y'all thoughts on that?
She looked like Bernie Mac cousin from T-Moo.
Somebody said she looked like Bernie Mac.
No,
right.
I think Bernie Mac was much more handsome than that.
Yeah, look way better.
Wow.
She looked more like Tracy Morgan than her sister.
Wow, man.
She's
I was gonna say Tupac's distant cousin, but he looks nice.
Frustration.
I need some help, y'all, because I'm 55 years old and I don't know the latest lingo. What is the medium ugly? What is that?
I don't know.
That's some
They always say medium ugly.
I never even heard of that.
It's
a
shade. It's a
but
shade
the
above
thing about it
ugly.
is just
right. Either you could
yeah,
look
but
or
the
you
thing
ugly.
about it is I think she's just been rejected. So I think it's hurt her feelings a lot that she's been rejected. But she's not attractive at all. So,
She's
and her
projecting.
personality is even worse.
That don't mean nothing.
Yeah.
She's
That don't mean nothing.
projecting.
She's a woman. That don't mean anything.
She
Whether
was definitely
she's
projecting.
getting, I guarantee you, she's got dudes in her phone. That doesn't mean
Really?
anything.
How many you
Yes,
think she
I don't know.
got?
I don't know why we think. I don't. Why do we act like men have such like deep standards?
Oh, they don't? That's why that's the
Those
problem.
Trey,
That's
them
the
the
problem.
dudes that already can't get women. Come on.
Come on, if she got a bunch of dudes in her DMs trying to get with her. That's why she talking like that.
Exactly. That's where all this
them dudes that can't get
confidence
no
is
other
coming
woman.
from. That she doesn't even realize who she is in the way she's talking.
I'm not digging that it's
She doesn't
somebody
see
for
what we
her,
see.
yo.
When
There's
she
somebody for her.
looks in the mirror, she doesn't see what we see.
Oh, what she see?
She sees somebody who's a lot, and that's the point I wanted to bring up. What we have here in America, because of social media, because of all this positivity and manifesting and all this, we have a lot of people who have a unrealistic sense of self-worth. They think they're a lot better than what they actually are.
Of course.
And that's on both sides. That's men and women. We got men out
Okay.
here who are doing certain things. I'm like, bro, you ain't got it like that, right? You're not 6'5". You ain't making millions of dollars. You're not that guy, right? There's other guys out here that are getting it done, right? And they're not as boastful as you are. But then we also have women like her with a bonnet on her head, and she's not attractive. But you can't tell her that, because if she wanted to make a phone call or go look at her DMs, I guarantee you there's a guy in there somewhere that would knock her
Hey,
down.
beautiful.
Yeah, that's exactly. Good morning, queen. I guarantee you somebody in there. So
They gotta stop doing that.
Yeah.
Because it's swelling their heads
I
up.
think
They
she's just
really-
projecting. She's projecting, but at the same time, it's realistic. Like, that's how she sees it. Like, oh, okay, well, we got to stop telling these guys, because she doesn't think she's medium ugly, and I would agree, she's not medium ugly. She's just flat out ugly to me. But there are people that they don't see, which is like, and typically, it's more. I would say it's more women who are a little bit more unrealistic. It's more so than women. Most guys kind of know where we kind of know where we fit in. It's typically a hierarchy, right? Like, I'm 5'11". I know if I go stand around a bunch of 6'3", 6'4" dudes with light eyes, you know what I mean? Like, I'm probably not gonna get any attention. Like, we kind of know. But for whatever reason, you'll get women who are 275 pounds and be standing around a bunch of chicks that's 130, and she thinks she fit in. She thinks she the same as them. I'm like, no, that's not how it works. So
Niggas be doing shady shit too, yo. They set pics and stuff when they know they get somewhere where they don't belong. They do it all the time. They do it in bars and clubs every day.
Wait, what they do, Reese? What you say?
They'll set pics. They're like, they'll see a chick checking you out across the room and then go they'll peep the situation and then go holler at the chick to impede, to prevent the whole thing from happening. I see it happen all the time. There ain't a man alive that'll admit to this, but I've been studying this shit for decades, man. I used to wear shades in the bar so I could watch everybody's eyes and like figure out what's going on in the room.
Wait, I'm still not clear. What? So say that
I
again.
was confused.
So
What?
this is what happens out in clubs and bars, right? The beautiful people find each other in the room
Okay.
with their eyes. And this game goes on all night long till somebody says something to somebody else, right?
Okay.
The dudes that this is not happening to,
Uh-huh.
right, are watching women watch other niggas. So they know something's going to happen sooner or later. They see the connection being made, but they'll jump in and go holler at the chick. They think they're slick and nobody knows what they're doing, but it's a handful of people in the world who can peep it. So it is what it is.
Okay. I guess I ain't know nothing about that.
It's a man thing. Like, it's a lot of, you know how women can communicate with each other with their bodies and faces in the room.
Okay.
And the men don't know what the fuck is going on.
Okay.
Well, we got that too. We got that too. You know what I'm saying? But you just don't hear content creators talk about that. Everybody red pill and tough and, you know.
Got you. Okay. Well.
Look, if I can wipe your beauty off with a wet rag, you're probably not beautiful.
Wow.
It probably aren't, right?
Yeah.
Right? If I could pull your hair, if I could snatch your wig off or pull your lashes off, right? You're probably not. But the issue we have, I'm serious, because this is the one thing that actually, not much in the dating thing kind of grinds my gears. I don't pay attention to it. This is the one thing that does grind my gears. Men show up as ourselves. Could you imagine if a man showed up and at the end of the night, he unzipped his muscles and hung them up in the closet.
Wow.
Could you imagine that?
You could do that nowadays, though.
But
What
but
if he
but
what
but,
if he
but you
pulled
but
his
you but
shirt
you
out of his pants and put a big rolled up towel?
exactly exactly.
They got the
Did,
six pack
hey,
abs y'all could hook. Y'all could do
hey,
now,
hey,
and
Reese,
the hair piece
Yep.
too. Y'all can put
but
the wigs on.
I got an
but
The
eight
height
pack
enhancers.
naturally.
but most men don't do that. We show up
Right.
as this is who I am. I'm
Yeah.
a bald dude that's a shade under 6 feet. That's who I am. I
Y'all
got
don't
gap in
have
my teeth.
makeup. Y'all
This
don't
is
have
who
none
I
of that.
am. Yeah.
Filters and
But
stuff.
but
Yeah.
but when we get the woman, it's that's not her hair. That's not her lashes. Your nose is not contoured that well, right? That's not your lips aren't yours. You got Botox. You're wearing heavy makeup. Your nails aren't yours. You got your waist trainer on. You got the now. I don't know about y'all. I go to the gym, but they got the straps. They putting around their thighs and sort of it props the booty up like this. Have y'all seen
Oh
that?
yeah. I know about that.
They used to
Mhm.
just wear them in the gym. They're not just
Yeah.
wearing them in the gym anymore.
Yeah.
They're not
I
just
got a
wearing them in the
couple
gym
of them.
anymore. Yeah, so it's like everything is fake. Like everything is
Yeah.
it's a show. It's a presentation. It's performative.
Yeah.
Everything's and it's like why can't you
Yo,
just be what's so wrong with you yourself? And that just lets me know this is a whole lot deeper than just some makeup and some hair. We have women out here that got some serious, legitimate insecurity, like deep issues with themselves and what they see in the mirror. And that doesn't make for good partners. That doesn't make for getting a good wife because you got to battle through all that before you can get to anything else.
I got a question for the panel.
Wait, Trey, you said they wear what on their thighs to make
So
their
there's like these little workout bands that they
Yeah.
have. They typically
Mhm.
tie them right around like the high point of the thigh. It's like right up under
Oh,
right up under
okay.
the cuff of the booty, and it kind of makes the booty kind of like sits
Yeah.
up.
Oh, I think I have
And they
seen it.
used
Oh,
to
okay.
just I used to just see them wear them in the gym, and I don't mind. You know me, DeeDee. You know how I
Oh,
get down.
yeah, I
I don't
know, I
mind looking.
know.
You know what I mean? It don't
I
bother me.
know.
But now I'm seeing them wear a thinner version of it outside
Yeah.
to kind of push the booty up
Hmm.
so that it looks like so you thinking she got this bubble D. I'm thinking she got she got a bubble on her. And then she go home and she let the air out the tire. You like, what the
Trey,
fuck's going on here?
Trey,
Well, you don't
stupid.
think. Go ahead. Reese, ask your question, because
Yo,
then I want to ask you a question. But go ahead.
do y'all think y'all could get your hands on your parents' yearbooks?
On who parents' yearbooks?
Any of y'all, you think you can get your parents' yearbook to look at it?
Not me. Not me.
I don't know
I
what
seen
the
it.
I
I
don't.
seen my mom's. I actually seen my
Yeah.
mom's and my grandmother's.
Next time I come on the panel, I'm gonna show you mine from my mom. Mine is from 1986. I'm gonna show you what black people used to look like back in the day. A picture with 100 people in it, and it'll give you an idea.
I mean, I've seen mine, but I don't know where she did with it now. But she looked nice in hers. Yeah.
A
And
lot of
my mom had some sort of like hairdo thing going on. It was crazy.
Yeah.
I ain't seen my mother's yearbook. My mother got rid of her yearbook, I think, a long time ago.
I bet they were a lot thinner.
Oh hell yeah! There's only one fat guy in
Oh
my
yeah.
Oh
house.
yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah, they were all
oh
thin.
yeah.
They
So
was
My
yeah, they
auntie
was
told me
in
that
high school.
my
where
mother told me that my mother used to be a Coke bottle back in the day.
they all say that.
Okay,
They all everybody could have
yeah.
been Coke bottles. We got everybody was a Coke bottle back then. Every grandmother say that.
Somebody was
Oh,
fat,
I
huh,
had a
DD?
Coca-Cola body shape. When we know everybody ain't got that shape. They
Somebody was
got
fat.
people that's
Somebody
big on
was
the
fat,
top,
DD.
small on the bottom. You know what I mean? SpongeBob SquarePants shapes. Like everybody puts in the Coca-Cola. I'm just saying, like they be some of them be, I don't know. But
Yeah,
Trey, let me ask you this. Do you think that men have contributed to the way women think in regards to their bodies in some way, shape, or form?
of course. There are a lot of men out here that are attracted to hair and makeup.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There are a
But
lot
men
of men
are
that.
also attracted to
Yeah.
big butts to a degree, like a little
Yep.
something back there. Women know that, so that's partly why they try to do things to bump it up a bit, make it a little bit bigger.
I,
You
I
know?
am I am guilty. You're right. You're
Yeah.
absolutely right. So yes, that does play a part in it. But here's the
Mm-hmm.
issue, and here's the contradiction. The contradiction is that women will tell us we don't do this for y'all. We don't wear the
Oh,
makeup
they
for y'all.
lying. You know they lying.
How can we
You
know
know
that?
they
But that's not what
lying.
they saying. They saying we
They
don't
lying.
wear
We
the
know
hair for
that.
y'all.
We know.
I didn't get a
Look,
BBL for you.
we know
Don't
they
most men hate that shit though?
They hate the fake BBLs. That's what they say.
Understand it.
Do
Except
y'all?
for
Y'all be on
one
the panel.
person.
Do y'all like
There's one person.
BBLs? Trey, you like BBLs? You okay with it?
On one person, I do.
On one person. Oh, I think I know who that person is. Okay, gotcha. Michael, are you okay with a BBL? We know who he talking about.
No,
That's his forever crush.
no,
Reese, you okay with a
but
BBL?
no, I'm not.
You
Miss
not.
DeeDee, I'm
Wait,
55
never
and I
mind.
have never even touched weave, makeup, lashes, or anything. I've never even been around it. And I've
At
been with
all?
hundreds of women all over the world, and
And
I've never touched it.
black women?
Yeah, I will not. I won't go near that shit.
So
I
a
won't go
woman
near it.
completely natural, she never wore none of that at all. At no point in time at all.
All the mothers of my children got virgin hair and virgin faces.
So they don't wear makeup at all.
None.
No lashes, no nothing. Ever.
No.
Okay.
Even the young girls that are like in
I,
their 30s and stuff that I find, they don't. I won't date chicks with all that kitten shit.
Okay.
It's
yeah,
identity
my
fraud. It's
daughter's
a
mom
federal
did.
crime.
He said
Not fair time.
Okay.
No, I agree with Reese. My daughter's mom, no
None of
weaves,
it.
no wigs,
No
no
nothing.
nails, no lashes.
Mhm.
Now,
Yo, check this
I
out,
don't
y'all. When
remember
the
ever seeing
weave
her put
shit
on
first
makeup.
started, right back in the day,
Mhm.
a woman who did have to go get a weave, right?
Mhm.
She would get it because she really needed it, and she would do the best she could to conceal it, to try to, so nobody would notice. I'm telling you the truth. It was no such thing as you would brag about the weave that you had. You would try
Right.
your best to hide it
Look
and,
as
and,
natural as
and
possible.
pray every night that your hair would grow back.
I
I'm
mean, you
telling you.
got nowadays they got the hair that they make it look like it's their actual hair. They doing that now.
Mary J. Blige
Enhancements.
did
You
this
talking
to
about
the world.
enhancements?
Yeah.
They got a name for it. I can't think of it right now.
Enhancements.
J. Blige and Lil Kim did this to the planet.
You know what's not? Look, I say it all the time. I wear all of it. I wear makeup, as y'all can see. I wear weaves, wigs,
That's because
but
you're
I don't.
young. It's the rules.
I'm not that young though.
You about 35 at most.
No,
She do look 35. Well, she look younger than that.
I'm not 35.
Not yet, right?
No, much
She
older.
older than me.
You much
Older.
older.
Yeah,
Oh,
It
well.
is
She's
very
older
hard
than
to
I
believe.
am. I'm
You ain't
I'm, ol-
32.
50.
I'm older than everybody on the panel.
You're not older than me.
Yeah, that
No,
is
not
very
older
hard
than
to
you.
believe.
You don't look 55 though. You say you
I don't
55.
look 35. What you talking about?
You don't look 55.
I could have
Yeah,
told you I was 28. It wouldn't be shit you could have did about it.
yeah, you could pass for 28. Yeah, I'm older. I'm not. I'm
Yes,
close.
you can.
Close.
Miss Didi can pass for late 20s.
Yeah, I'm.
But,
Yeah,
but here's the thing, though, Didi. There's a difference between a woman who just enjoys doing it when she goes out, right?
yeah,
I've dated women like that who's like,
yeah,
okay, we're going to an event, or we're going to this, we're going to that, we're going to a dinner, and yeah, she might put an extension in, a piece in, she
yeah,
might do her makeup. That's completely different versus this is a woman's uniform.
Yeah,
A lot of
yeah,
these
like
women
yeah.
this is their
It's a
this
part of
is
the uniform.
every day. They're
Nah,
like
I
this
don't.
every day.
I can't do
They're
that.
sleeping in these lashes. They're
Oh
sleeping in
no.
these wigs.
oh
Like this
Yeah,
no.
is them every day. That's completely
yeah.
different.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Because I
But
do
yeah,
not wear this at all. Most of the time, I'm wearing my natural hair. I don't wear. Yeah. And the funny thing about it, when I was younger, before I met my husband, I barely wore any of. I didn't wear like growing up. When girls used to get teased about get that horse's hair back. Remember they started wearing? They called it
Ooh.
horse hair. That's where I come up in, and I wasn't wearing it then. I didn't wear it. I just like later on because whatever, but. Nah, I don't. This is no. Y'all see, I have my hair back in a ponytail. I do not. I barely wear it. I think it's just a cute way to change things up, and my husband loves it. So that's the incentive for me to do it. He loves it. He like me to change my look. So that just gives me the incentive to do it. But it's definitely not if you came to my house later on, you'll see me with none of this on. Cause soon as I get off here, it's off. It's
Hey,
off.
Miss D, I have a theory.
Yeah, but it's a uniform for sure.
I have a theory, right?
Go ahead.
Because the weave trend is decades old now, right? And we're
Yeah.
talking like
Yeah.
There have been billions of weaves sold and worn
Right.
thus far, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I think it came off of corpses. It can't, because if it's human hair, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then that means there's an entire continent somewhere of bald people, and there
Mm-hmm.
isn't. So where are all these bald people? They're not on this planet. So that shit didn't come from human beings, and if it did, they came from corpses. And if it's horse or camel or caribou, yak, whatever they're saying it is, it's not that either. Because where are those bald animals at? You know what I'm saying? So something ain't adding up. And millions of women been wearing them for decades now. Billions of women. Africa, Jamaica too. So I'd like to hear where anybody thinks this hair is coming from.
I know that Chris Rock did a documentary on this quite a bit ago, and I think his documentary took him to Pakistan, if I'm correct. It took him to Pakistan, but it was like little tribes or little villages. Like it wasn't a whole group of people. It was just like one village was like producing, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they grow their hair out and then they shave.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's my point exactly. That village did not supply Africa, Jamaica, and America with weave for billions of women. It didn't come from one village. Where did it? There's been enough weave sold to tie a rope around the earth. Where did it come from? It got to be synthetic. It can't be human hair.
They don't care.
Pretty much. I mostly wear my natural hair.
Mm-hmm.
Like the only time I put other hair in my head is if I just feeling it, or if it's like a really important event that I just want to have it for.
Mm-hmm.
And then like I only tried to wear like makeup like one time for like a date. I ain't wore it no more since then.
There are health risks that come with it too. It's dangerous, and it brings psychological trauma also. I got 2 daughters. I already know the game.
Yeah, I read an article that said that before women leave the house, they put anywhere between 100 to 200 different chemicals on their skin before they leave the house.
Yeah.
And they're unaware of it, and that it does have psychological and physical effects. Like it does, it does something to these women. A lot of these women, and I'm telling you this, in my former job, I'm telling you, I've seen women. She's not all there, DeeDee. Like you can look at her like something's not right with her. You can just tell she's crashing out in the middle of the street, and she's not high on drugs. She's not high on drugs. It's just whatever's going on in her life, whether it be the mental, whatever's mental, the hormones, all types of stuff going on. You know what I mean? Like, and so when I read the article, I'm like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. All the lotions and the creams and makeup and this and that. This is before they even walk out the door.
Yeah, you can't wear that. You can't wear it every day. I think it should be a sometime thing, every single day, all day. Nah, that's when it becomes a real issue.
Hey, look, dog, there's very few foods with vitamin D in it, right? But it's essential for human life. And it comes from sunshine, right?
Mm-hmm.
And your hair is the number one second absorbent of it. Your skin is first, but your hair is second. And you can't cover your scalp.
Right.
Like men ain't supposed to wear hats. I'm not supposed to be wearing hats all the time.
You know what? I heard somewhere where they said if you got enough vitamin D, your hair will grow. Go outside. Somebody said that. Go outside. Go in the sun. And if your hair won't grow, do that. So there's something to it, probably.
Rice water.
So that's been the trick the whole time. That's the trick the whole time, DeeDee. I should have just went outside.
They say something. Go outside in the sunlight. Let your bald head take the hat off. Let the sun hit your head. Yeah, your hair gonna start growing. Like down your back.
On my little corner right here, that's getting light.
Haircuts.
Go outside in the sun.
Well, I believe in haircuts. I believe in haircuts and shaving my beard, so I can't do that.
Nah, if I do that, sometimes I do that. My head will be sore for a week from getting sunburned. So
really,
yeah, it'll. That's the only place I actually burn is the top of my head. This little area right up here.
Shouldn't be burning anywhere, dog. You're a black man. Should be burning at all. I'll be out in the sun for 6-7 hours at a time.
So
for whatever reason,
only thing I be out in the sun. Only thing I get is blacker.
What do you say, D?
I said your hair should be long.
Nah, I cut my joint low when it start turning gray. I ain't about to have no gray dreads and afro.
Right.
As soon as I saw a little bit, I cut it off.
What's wrong with the gray?
I don't know. It's new to me, so
Yeah,
I guess I
well-
gotta get over this phase.
Okay.
He don't want to be like Lil Wayne with those ugly dreads on his head.
Nah, nobody was more egregious than Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder was the worst I've ever seen.
Yeah.
He only had like 3
Right.
in the back. Like
Oh
right here.
God, yeah, Lord have mercy, Jesus.
His forehead start behind his ears.
That fool, he needed the sunlight.
It's not. Well, see, y'all mad at him though, but this is where y'all out of pocket, man. The nigga's blind. Y'all gotta be mad at the people around him that allowed that shit. Somebody's supposed to tell him, man, look, you out here looking crazy, and we gotta do something about it.
Shaq said he not blind.
Yeah, he could see.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah, he could see. He been playing us the whole time.
I think he's one of those people that can see images, but they're all dark. He's like legally blind.
They say he be driving and everything.
Shit. You get a clip of Stevie Wonder driving. You own Instagram. You own everything.
Stevie ass could see. Yeah.
He's been the butt
Yeah,
of so
to be
many
able to
jokes over the
see.
years.
Yeah. What'd you say?
Look, everybody out here need a reality check. I think a lot of people out here think we do. Everybody need to reset. You're not, and that girl in that video. I don't know what she sees, but I know how that works, and I know that it's some guys. I'm telling you, you see these women who are undesirable, and you wonder why they had that type of confidence. You wonder where it's coming from, and you look, and 5 minutes later, some dude over there talking to her. You're just like, that's why, because she don't see it. She don't see the same thing we see.
But why she don't see it, you think?
Because
Why?
they're still talking to her. She's still getting the attention. She's still getting the energy. Right? If she was in a corner and nobody came and talked to her, she would probably be more realistic. But she's still getting the energy and the attention because most men don't have a standard when it comes to who they smash. Dudes have a standard for who they'll date seriously, who they'll marry, but who they'll smash. Guys will take a piss anywhere.
That's why women say men would just that's why they say that. Y'all just sleep with anybody.
Nah, that's bullshit. I think I'm the most picky man
Yeah.
alive.
A lot of men would sleep with anybody, but there's a difference between sleeping with you and taking you serious. So, and that's what most women have to get in their head. Men will sleep with you, but will they take you home to their mother or their grandmother? Or in my case, the 3 aunties. Will they take you home to meet their family members? Or will they just sleep with you and call you and keep you at a sneaky link?
We're in a different
So women
way.
had to get over that. Well,
Some of these dudes will take them and see their mama and still smash them and don't take them serious.
Because that's a part of the game. That's a part of the
some of
game.
them do that now.
It's to make them feel like, oh, you getting
Like
in. Fresh from Fresh and Fit talks about that all the time. He take the girls home to see his mom.
I've seen. Yeah, some of them would do it. I know I've heard that, Michael, in the past, but now I don't know. These dudes will. Oh, come on, let you meet my moms. Like it's something serious and still don't want them. It's not quite the same. So I don't know. They
feels like the end to me, man. Feels like everything is about to be over.
What do you mean?
Right.
Well, so you got to be kind of old to feel it. When the world was kind of half decent, and when you had a chance to live that, and now you look at the way things are now, the change was kind of drastic. So if you're like 35 or 40 right now, you were born into a chaotic, fucked up world. Hip hop was already here, and all this other craziness, and nukes, and AIDS, and what have you, and designer drugs, right? But I remember when the world was half decent, when damn near everybody had a mother and father in the house. There's only about 4 diseases, right? Now there's hundreds of them, and everybody is getting worse every 5 years. We get less and less human. You got the LGBT everywhere, all over the earth, freedom to do whatever they want, right in front of your kids, out in public, right? Look at everybody getting more and more naked. Every 10 years, we get more and more naked. We take a little bit more off, right? Hatred. There are more reasons to hate someone now than ever before.
Right.
Ever before. Everyone hates everyone. I ride buses and trains to work, and I look at everybody's face. Everyone looks sad. Nobody's talking to each other. I got pictures of 100 people looking down at their devices, and I'm the only one not. This world is desensitized. Mankind is desensitized, and it's time for us to go.
Right.
It doesn't look like anything's gonna get better. So
Right.
what's worse than this?
Right.
How bad can we
Right.
get? I mean,
Reese, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Reese, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Do you believe in the scriptures?
Oh hell no.
Yeah. So you and I, you don't believe in the Bible?
Fuck no.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
I think the Bible's a
Okay.
bunch of mamma jambo.
Well, I mean,
the most
we're
dangerous
not-
thing. There's never been anything
This
introduced.
is getting on my nerves. I'm getting too old for this shit.
More dangerous
So,
than the Bible.
and I had my birthday not too long ago. So, to be honest,
Happy belated.
I ain't come here to destroy y'all platform, but what I
belated.
want to do is slap the hell out of myself for ruining so much. So, forgive me for doing that, man. Like, I can't still hear y'all. That's what my problem is.
Oh, you can't hear us? We can hear you though.
Oh, that's why he didn't say thank you. Oh.
I ain't mean to destroy everything, man.
Oh no, it's okay. You can hear us? Farrell just came in talking. We can hear you.
Must have a bit delay.
hear you.
Gee, I'm about to go. I need to take my medication and go to bed. All right, peace, y'all.
Take care, Farrell.
All right.
His thing still messed
Yeah,
up.
good grief, this dumb shit.
Farrell, I hope you get it together. Y'all be making me laugh. Y'all be making me laugh. For real.
Sound like he threw something at the wall.
He probably did.
He been working on that the whole time we've
Yeah,
been talking.
Right. Oh,
yeah,
damn.
something's not right.
I would have
thought
let
he-
it
I
go
thought
after
he
like
just
20
left.
minutes.
I didn't think he was working on it. But he frustrated. I get it.
Yeah.
I understand, bro. I get it.
I would have left that alone after like 20 minutes.
Right.
I would have gave up. I'd have just like next time, B.
Yeah.
I'll catch you next time.
Yeah.
Yup.
He was dedicated.
Right.
How y'all gonna keep
Who could
yourself
blame her?
busy?
This is Miss DeeDee.
Armageddon.
She is worth talking to.
Armageddon is around the corner. Well, how you gonna stay busy?
So I guess the end is near, huh?
It feels like it.
Michael said that earlier. He's like, the end is near.
I got one for you. Here's a clear indication, right? It's 5 of us on the panel. Now, one of us here has seen a pregnant teen in 2 years. Think about it.
Huh?
Think about it. There ain't no pregnant teenagers walking around. All my fucking life, I've seen the streets combed with pregnant teens every summer. In the past 2 years, I ain't seen one. You gotta fuck and make human beings. Huh?
Where you live? You live in the hood?
Indicate?
In Philly. So that's gonna create problems.
If you go in the hood, I think we might find a couple.
Watch this. That's gonna create problems for every business on the entire planet Earth. Businesses grow because the population of the world grows. That's how things go. There's never been a time since I've been alive where the population went down. Every year, there's more motherfuckers. That's over. People ain't fucking no more. Everybody hates everybody. Where are these babies gonna come from? The chicks I see that are pregnant and walking around with strollers are in their fucking 30s.
Yes, that's
Am
true.
I crazy or did it happen where y'all at? Because I don't see no pregnant teens. There was a daycare in high school when I went to school.
No, you're not crazy.
Okay.
Actually, the stats actually back you on this. The largest group of women having babies are in their 40s right now.
Ain't that a bitch?
But however, 14 to 19-year-olds are still having a lot of babies, but they lead in early terminations.
Where?
Yeah, I was thinking.
Who's seen a pregnant teen on this panel?
But that's the point I'm making. There are no pregnant teens.
I haven't.
They're going to the clinic.
But the rest of your life you have, haven't you?
Common trend. Yeah.
What about the rest of your life? You remember seeing them?
Oh yeah.
Right.
All the time.
I noticed this kind of shit just walking down the street.
So the largest group, 14. You're dealing with 14 and 19-year-olds, and
none.
Even the numbers on early termination across the board are going up. Most women,
Right.
They're having a child, or they find out they're pregnant, and they don't think it's something they want to do. They going straight down. You know what I mean? They're going to go take care of it. Right?
Y'all got teens in y'all family, yo. Think about it. Ain't none of them
Right.
pregnant. Nobody's got a kid on the way. Even in their
One
early
thing
20s.
about me
No.
I'm going to
is
Walmart.
if I end up,
Hmm?
one thing about me is if I end up with a kid, I'm keeping that kid. I'm not. I don't have it in me to do that.
Right.
I don't know.
Just wait. You think it's a problem now? I was having a conversation about artificial wombs, and people tend to seem to think that men are going to use artificial wombs more. And I was laughing. I was like, y'all haven't figured this out yet. That 40-year-old, 50-year-old, 60-year-old women are going to use artificial wombs the most. If you think about it, all they did was work on their career when they were in their 20s and 30s, and they probably missed their opportunity or their window to have a child. So if you
Artificial wombs, huh?
womb, it's gonna be women that use it more than men ever will.
Artificial womb. Is that what we're talking about?
Right? How that work?
That's a thing
Hey,
now?
Right.
I've heard of it, but I still don't figure out. I still ain't figured out how that
It's gonna be
works.
something to behold.
Is there a woman
Think
on
about
this
it.
planet with one yet?
No.
Oh,
I
so this
don't
is
know.
just an idea so far.
And is it going to be able to
Good
produce
idea.
a child? A child going to be able to go in that?
Right.
That's
That's the
Crazy
That's a good
right.
question.
times coming, y'all. Crazy times.
I
Good
mean, they
question.
might stay with it, but is it
Right.
able to yield a child?
I
Well,
want
that's
to do
why I
a
keep saying
psychological test,
Right.
yo. Watch this. We burnt down the planet for George Floyd, right? Y'all remember that? We
Right.
burned down the whole earth. So 7
Right.
days before that, right? We were just about to
Right.
burn down the planet for someone else. Y'all remember his name? Fuck no, you don't. None of you.
Who was it?
Ahmaud
Who is his
Arbery.
name? Who is it?
Ahmaud
Ahmad.
Arbery.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Oh,
We
wow.
were gonna burn down the
I
earth
do
for
remember
Ahmaud
his name.
Arbery, and we forgot who the fuck he was in a week. That's how desensitized mankind. Watch this. In the past month, we done seen spaceships all over the earth, literally spaceships all over the whole planet. They found the 10 Commandments, a piece of Noah's Ark, and an entire city underneath the pyramids, and nobody gives a fuck. We're all talking about Austin Metcalf and shit.
Mhm.
Think about that. That kind of news would have dropped 40 years ago. What? Y'all found the Ark of the Covenant, and we'd have been talking about that shit for a decade.
Right.
Nobody even. I ain't heard a
Right.
show about it yet. Not one.
Right.
We don't
Not
give a
one.
fuck about anything anymore. Mankind is dead.
Right.
Shoot, everybody
Sorry to
talking about
bring
what's going on with
spirituality.
Shannon
Sorry to
Sharp.
bring spirituality into it, but some people believe that the Antichrist is here and he's about to make himself known. The world's like Reese, like you said, Reese. The world's getting a lot much darker now,
I
and it's
think
the
the books are
perfect
getting
time
Yeah.
for
better.
the anti. I think it's the perfect time for the Antichrist to come along and say, "I'm the true God. I'm the true Messiah. Take the mark of the beast and go to the lake of fire with me." So we're here now. We're here now. So we're in the end times now. So there's no doubt about it.
I got a theory about
George
that.
Floyd. Go ahead.
So, belief, right, comes from books.
Right.
It comes from books,
Right.
and there's so
Right.
many different ones, right? So,
Right.
one thing that's clear is human beings do what they see and hear. The way we live in this
Right.
world is the way the television and the radio tell us to live. Everybody is doing the same shit
And the
that they're
internet,
looking at
social
and
media.
listening to. So the Bible and all of that is no different. The reason why we're behaving
Right.
the way we are as a species is because we've been reading this shit for the past I don't know how many hundreds of years. That's why we're living it out,
Right.
because it's pounded into our brains. You put something in here enough, the shit gets recorded in your fucking DNA, and your grandchildren will be born and act the shit out. We gotta burn all that
Right.
shit. But I could be tarred and feathered for saying that.
Now would be a very interesting time to be a psychologist, bro.
Right.
Psychology was a hoax played on.
I did used to want to be a psychologist, but now I just have mixed thoughts about it now.
This is what psychology is, right? It's a fancy ass word. It don't mean anything. Nobody will ever be able to figure out what the human mind is all about, because you can't study it. You
Right.
can't put the shit on a petri dish and look at it through an electron microscope. You can't capture it. So it's all
You
it is.
can't.
Psychology is this: you go to
You said
college,
Petri
right?
dish.
And you learn a whole bunch of
Right.
fancy ass words so you can sound smart when you talk, right? But
Mhm.
all that shit means that how many
Right.
Right.
different ways are there to say that your brain is fucked up?
Mm.
How many different
Good point. Good point.
acronyms, ADD, and pills? It's all the same shit. This motherfucker has something wrong with his brain, and you can't fix it or figure it out. And your pills ain't gonna do
Right.
shit. And the story.
Right.
Psychology is a hoax. It's a cash grab. They charging kids 60, 70 grand a year to go learn this bullshit. And then how much it costs to go talk to one of these motherfuckers? I never did it. What is it, $100 an hour or some shit? And half of them going to see a
Yeah.
therapist? Get the fuck out
They
of here.
needed that.
Right.
Right.
What?
Right.
That's a good
Ooh,
point.
I actually do be contemplating, is it
I've
worth going
always,
to
I've
therapy?
always wanted to be a minister. I've always wanted to be a minister. Preach the
That's a good
Bible and
hustle.
everything.
He said
You
that's a
go,
good hustle.
I don't think I want to be a hustler with it. I just want to do God's will.
you don't even
But
need a passport when you're a preacher. You can go where you want.
well, that's true. Yeah,
You don't pay no
that's
taxes
true.
either.
But I don't know about that. But that's true. But that's true. But I've always wanted to be a minister and preach the gospel and everything like that. But I don't know. I'm trying to walk in towards technology and tech and stuff like that. But like I said, whatever God takes me. So
All right, y'all. Listen, I gotta.
Oh yeah, Miss DeeDee, happy Mother's Day.
Thank you. Thank you.
happy Mother's Day.
Thank
Happy
y'all. I
Mother's Day.
appreciate it. Thank y'all so much, y'all. I gotta get out of here, child. It's 8 o'clock where I'm at. I'm tired. I gotta get off of here. But listen, I appreciate y'all for being up here. Reese, thank you. Blue Exodus, shout out to you. Thank you for the super chat. Says just popped in. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms. Thank you, Blue Exodus. I appreciate you. What the hell is that? Reese, thank you so much for being here though. Are you familiar with the channel or you just popped up?
I forgot how I found about this channel. I'm gonna come back and see you again.
Okay, yeah, definitely come up here when I'm up here. I try to be up here on supposedly Tuesdays and Fridays,
Yeah.
but just click that notification bell and it'll notify you. Hopefully, if it's feel like doing it when I pop up here. But I appreciate y'all for being here. I appreciate you for being here and giving your insight. I appreciate what you had to say, honestly. All of you guys, Michael and Queen of Vibes, of course. Any final words y'all want to say about anything before we wrap this up?
I'm gonna have as much fun as I can, enjoying the end and laughing at chaos. And get ready for the race
Right.
war.
Queen of Vibes,
I'm just going.
any final words?
Oh, I thought he was still talking.
No, go ahead.
Oh. Oh yeah, just like a quick thing I wanted to say about what Maya said earlier about being rebellious.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of understand where she was coming from because I used to have like a little rebellious moment a while back then.
Mm-hmm.
But then like once I got into studies and focused on school and stuff, it kind of like I kind of overcame that.
Gotcha.
Because there was a time where I
Nah.
did kind of want like go out there and date different guys and stuff too. But I was like trying to get into the military and different stuff, so it kind of got me back on the right track.
Okay. Michael, final thoughts.
My final thoughts is those of us who want to receive a righteous value system, those of us who want to receive help, there's all like I said, you just gotta find God, do what God asks you to do, and like I say, the Bible says, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God and all of His righteousness." So just get on the righteous value system, get prepared for the end times, and don't follow the ways of everybody else. Follow whatever path that God has for you. That's all I got to say about it.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Y'all have a great night. And
Good night.
I'll see y'all soon.
Have a good night.
Y'all take care. I'll see y'all
Peace.
soon.
See y'all
All right.
soon. Bye bye.
Bye bye. All right, y'all. So that was that. It was good. Good conversation. It was fun. I appreciate all of you who joined the live the panel. I appreciate you guys for that. I will be back. We'll do some more panels. I'll start to do more panels. I told you I had to ease back into it. But we'll be doing some more panels. So definitely come up when y'all see me up here. I appreciate you guys for that. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Everybody who gave super chats or cash apps, I appreciate you guys. Everybody who hit the like button, I appreciate y'all for doing that because that definitely helps the channel out. Shout out to everybody in the building, everybody watching, everybody who supports the channel. Thank y'all so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Shout out to everybody who gave the Mother's Day wishes. I appreciate you for that. Thank y'all for that. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. If you are new to the channel, you haven't hit the subscribe button and you like the content, hit the subscribe button. It is free to subscribe, share, and share the stream as well if you can. So I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, you guys. Y'all be safe. Y'all have a good night. Until next time, I will see you guys really, really soon. So make sure you are watching the videos posted on the channel. Also, support in that way by just watching the videos that are already posted. I have some new videos coming up really, really soon. So make sure you guys are supporting in that way. Shout out to everybody. I appreciate y'all once again, and I will see y'all in the next one. Mwah. See y'all later. Bye.